The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Shopping. I went shopping today for
What'd you get?
I bought some soda, some Pringles, and that's about it. I got myself some Pringles because I have a terrible diet.
Uh-huh. How much it cost?
Yeah. How much does it cost? Total purchase was $16.49, I believe.
16.49.
Wait, for Pringles and
Mhm.
soda?
Well, it was like a 12 pack of soda, a can of Pringles, and then I got another drink that was cold because the soda needed to be cooled. You know,
That's still
What
not
particular
great, though.
brand of soda? What particular brand of soda was it?
I bought Dr. Pepper today.
Ah.
I was feeling it today, Dr. Pepper.
Remember the little,
Some-
Dominic? The little that wasn't little? Or lilt, sorry?
The
The
lilt.
tropical crush that you refused to call by
Tropical
its
crush.
actual name.
Yes. No. It was basically lilt. It
It's
tasted
not
exactly like lilt.
fucking
It
lilt.
was more or less lilt.
It is
I
not
am no.
lilt.
No, you're not doing this to me again.
You saw
It
the
is
cans.
lilt.
What did it say lilt on cans? Wait, hang on.
Well,
Dylan,
I like to believe it said lilt. In my mind, it said lilt.
hang on. Do you guys have lilt in America? Lilnor.
Is it L-I-L-T, lilt?
Is it though?
Yes.
I can't. Is it?
Lilt. Yeah, I mean, technically now it has become part of the Fanta brand. I believe it's under grapefruit. I think it's like Fanta grapefruit or something.
Yeah, so it's Lilt. It could be called Lil T for all we know. But it's a pineapple and grapefruit drink, and yeah, they now do it as Fanta, pineapple, and grapefruit. Now, we were walking through Lidl, not Lilt, and we were buying some supplies for the evening ahead. We were going to watch some movies and stuff with our boy Sam, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to get this Lilt." And I was like, "That is not Lilt. That is Freeway Tropical Crush." And this man just insisted on calling it fucking Lilt the whole way home. And I was like, "That's not what it's fucking called, Dom."
Doesn't matter. Tropical Crush has too many syllables anyway. Lilt is better.
And
There's only
remember
one.
you with your fucking name brand strawberry conserve? Had to get the name brand one, didn't we?
Hey, I've had that since I was a kid.
They
like
had
that,
the
and I'm
raspberry
gonna
one
have
right there
that.
for cheap. Store brand, it was way cheaper.
Doesn't matter.
It's
I can
the
afford
same
myself some
thing.
luxuries.
It's just cheaper.
It's jam. It's jam, you idiot.
Yeah, it's fucking jam. So therefore, it's jam is jam.
Stop judging me on my jam choices. It's not your money. It's my money.
Yeah, it's your
I
money.
call
but
it jelly most of the time.
You're gonna run out of it if you keep buying more jam, man.
Well, we don't currently have jam in the house, so.
Oh,
It's
so
fine.
for the Americans, jam is jelly.
Yes, no, I understand that. Can you tell these two live together?
I'm not gay.
Domestic.
It's, we are housemates. But okay. So welcome everybody to Sunset City, the Sonic. With me today is, as usual, my good pal Dilnor.
That's me. Hello. Glad to be here.
Garrulous64, the YouTuber. And also with me today is Dominic, aka Who Chaser, who does a lot of things.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Oh, it's weird
Glad to
actually
have
being
you.
on this show. Thank you. It's weird actually like being on the show after like countless episodes of me hearing Pup in his like bedroom, either in his bedroom or right in front of me doing the show. It has been quite
Yeah,
amazing.
I had to do it right in front of him and Sam back when we were all living at Sam's student apartment, which we had to sneak our way into past the security because, like, they're only supposed to be one-person things and, like, guests are only allowed for, like, a certain amount of hours. But, he was homeless for his own reasons. I just graduated from uni, and I was technically homeless by all those definitions. And our boy Sam had just let us live at his for like 6 months. Now, the plan was always, we were going to get places of our own in that time. But Sam was like, you know what, you guys can stay here for as long as you need, and we'll maybe figure out in the summertime we can all sort out a bigger place where we can all live and stuff. And we're like, okay, yeah, I'll take you up on that. But it meant that we all lived in a single room for 6 months.
6 months.
That sounds... So 3 people, 1 room, that sounds awful. I would have been dead.
And yet
in, like, 3
somehow
days.
it wasn't. Somehow it wasn't that
actually okay.
bad.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Yeah.
nostalgic experience, to be honest.
Yeah, like we'd all just wake up at our own different times, and
Yeah,
then we
you
just
guys would wake up at like fucking 9 a.m. I'd wake up at like 4 p.m.
yes, you'd be dead to the world. And then I'd go to work. I'd come back, would just send the traditional message to Sam, be like, "Let us in, please."
Hey,
And-
we'd all have to go to Tesco together because there was only one key card between the 3 of us. So anytime we went shopping, it was like a group operation, and we'd like sort of prep us. I was like, right, guys, it is time to go to Tesco. Like, it was a hype event, I'm telling you. But like, yeah, no, it was honestly like, I don't think we ever really like had any bickering or fighting, genuine bickering or fighting.
Nah.
Did we? Like,
Nothing severe or major or devastating or anything like that, nah.
Just the usual bullshit, frankly.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we coped a lot better in that set of circumstances than a lot of people actually would have.
Yeah.
See, guys, you're all like, oh,
me. I don't think I would have been able to do that. I have too much like personal space requirements.
Oh, me too, believe me. I mean, we're fucking British, remember? But like, I think the main thing was that we didn't pester each other within certain hours. It would be like in like most of the hours of the day, it would be we all have our headphones in and we're all doing our own thing. So it's like we are all dead to the world, effectively. Like it's do not disturb mode, effectively.
I just don't like it when people like look at me when I'm not paying attention.
That's why we don't look at each other. That's why we never fucking look at each other. Again, we're British. We don't look at each other anyway. Like.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Everybody vomits as soon as they make eye contact.
Yeah, literally. Like they'll think you're trying to solicit like intercourse or something if you look at someone in the eyes in Britain.
Oh. Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to know. In case I ever go to Britain.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't look people in the eyes when you go to Britain.
Otherwise, it's over for you.
Yeah, you are either a molester or you are trying to sell them something.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have either of those things, so.
Well, better get molesting then.
Oh.
Oh god.
So Shadow the Hedgehog.
Ah yes,
Yeah,
on topic.
wait. We gotta do the terms and conditions.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go for it.
All right, so for those of you who are thinking about sending super chats or are sending super chats, first of all, thank you, based. Secondly, we will read those out at the end of the show. We are also brought to you by Patreon. And yeah, if you join our Patreon, you can get perks. I'm not going to say what they are because we haven't fucking done any recently, but you will get access to the Discord server and maybe some other cool shit. And then also, I do want to say, if it's more convenient for you guys to watch us over on Twitch TV, you have the option. You've got so many options for how you listen to this show. Podcast streaming services, we're there. Not live, but we're there. Twitch, we're there. Hello, one person over on Twitch who is watching us right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always the way it goes. So, yeah, share it with your friends. Don't share it with your families, though. And that is Sunset City. So, let the topic commence.
All right. Shadow the Hedgehog? Huh. Who's that guy? Oh, his name is Keanu Reeves now. Interesting.
Ah, Keanu.
Keanu.
Reeves.
Mr.
Ah,
Reeves.
James Marsden.
Oh, he's not Shadow the Hedgehog. He is Tom the Human Man.
The Donut Lord.
Donut King.
Well,
And then you should
okay,
upgrade.
so yeah, what's a good kind of good foundation here is that yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is to be portrayed by Keanu Reeves in Sonic Thieves. So, what do we think, gentlemen?
He was not my first choice, but he is a choice that makes a lot of sense. Like, I was very much in the Hayden camp, as you well know. And
I too was in the Hayden
like,
camp.
yeah, I think we're all, because for me, Hayden's performance, especially in like Revenge of the Sith, had those same what's the word again? The same sort of cadence as David Humphrey's Shadow performance. And I would have thought that would be like a match made in heaven, because there were just certain line deliveries in Revenge of the Sith that just would really work. I mean, all those comparison videos are very nice, but I think for Keanu, I think that is, in terms of star power, that is a fantastic choice. And it's been a fan cast since, well, as long as I can remember, really. Like,
Yeah,
seeing
there was
people,
a
like, wanting...
there's a fan animation a while back that it was made by Sonic Pup, I believe, and they made a Keanu Reeves if he was Shadow animation when like the rumors were going around, or when I think it was when Shadow was announced for movie 3, or from the after credits scene. And it's funny that people are bringing that back up now because I do remember seeing him a lot as a potential voice. And I'm with you guys on the Hayden Christensen thing, because when I first heard that choice, I was like, what? But then I really thought about it, listened to some of the voice acting and some of the clips people were choosing. And I think him, and I saw someone in the chat mention Robert Pattinson. Those were my big two who I was pulling for. But Keanu Reeves, I'm fine with it. I think he's going to knock it out of the park. I think he's going to have a good time doing it. And I think he's going to be a great Shadow.
My buddy Joey, the same man that doesn't like the classic Sonic games and thinks Sonic 06 is the best Sonic game, and ironically, he genuinely thinks this. When I said Robert Pattinson for Shadow, he was like, I can't see that. And I was like, what the fuck are you? What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? Like, it's like that bit in Joker where like Thomas Wayne's like, "What's wrong with you?" to Arthur Fleck. Like that was my genuine reaction to that. But yeah, for me, like the overall choices were like, for me it was between fucking Robert Pattinson and Hayden Christensen. However, like I'm not mad that they've gone with Keanu Reeves. Like I'm not even like upset about that. I did see Sonic Pox's animation on it, and to be honest, when I saw that, it was all the more reason why I was like, I don't love him as much as I would the other two. But I think that is because I can trace those two to existing Shadow voices. For example, Creighton Christensen? Hayden Christensen.
Creighton?
Creighton the Hunter. I can trace him back to David Humphrey. And Robert Pattinson, I can trace him back to Jason Griffith. They sound like existing shadows. With Keanu,
he could definitely do like a Kirk Thornton as well.
He could too, yes. With Keanu, though, it's interesting because Shadow in the games, his voice, it's gruff, it's badass, but he also sounds like a diminutive little man. He's a little guy. And he sounds like a little guy. Like, you listen to David Humphrey, and when I think of David Humphrey, I think fucking pampered Regency boarding school student.
You compare yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my
yeah, he sounds like a guy that wears eyeliner to convey that he's broken.
He petered out towards the end there. He forgot what he was going to say.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Griffith, it sounds very put on, very whispery. You know, it all starts with this. Whereas, like, when he gets home to his mom, he's like, "Hey, mammy!" You know, like, that's fucking Shadow. He's someone who's got something to say, and he's saying it with the voice he finds appropriate. With Reeves, though, he naturally sounds gruff. You know, he's like, hello there, I'm a fucking badass, kind of thing, you know? And Shadow is going to sound like an unironic fucking badass. He's not going to sound like a diminutive little baby man. He's going to sound like genuine, like, I'm thinking I'm back, kind of thing, you know? Like,
I think it's perfect for like the tortured soul that they're no doubt going to make him into, and that he is, you know? Like, just the fact that maybe they're going after the thing that, like, oh, he's in stasis for 50 years, so he would sound older. Like, maybe that's why they're okay with it. Or maybe they'll make him
for 50 years. What?
He was in stasis for 50 years in the tube.
I was about to say, well, he did what with sticks for 50 years? Like,
no.
For God's
you
sake.
need to apologize to everyone for your microphone quality, young man.
I think another thing as well.
I'm not at home right now. I'm using my Raycon earbuds for a microphone at my parents' house in my parents' basement.
I think another thing as well for me is that you were saying about tracing, like, the other two, like, casting choices to existing Shadow voices. I think with Keanu, you could potentially link him sort of to Ian Hamlin of Sonic Prime in the way that they both sound relatively, I guess, normal dude-ish.
Natural?
Yeah.
Natural voices, like, not put on, like, not whispery or, like, regal.
Less little baby man trying to be a big shot, more...
Yeah. More just kind of normal.
He's kind of frustrated.
Yeah, like their air shoes. And I could see, like, Keanu doing something more along those lines. I mean, he's going to do his own thing, obviously, but if we wanted to draw a parallel with an existing animation Shadow, then that's probably the only way we're going to get it.
I think that's worth noting, though, as well, was, like, I was looking forward to Hayden and Pattinson because of those parallels, because I thought, it's perfect. That's what Shadow sounds like. But to be fair, look at Idris Elba as Knuckles. What existing Knuckles voice actor does Idris Elba sound like?
Absolutely nobody.
Exactly, but he's fantastic. I love Idris Elba as Knuckles. But I don't love him because he sounds like Travis Willingham or David Mitchell, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
like,
Ben Schwartz does sound quite a bit like Ryan Drummond, I think.
yeah, he has more of a Drummond tone to him for sure. More than any of the other, like, more. Yeah, it sounds more like Ryan more than anybody else. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily too fussed about having the movie versions of the characters sound exactly dead on to their game counterparts, but it's one of those things that just would have been nice.
Yeah, they don't need to be. It's like I'm still gonna know it's Shadow the Hedgehog because he looks like Shadow the Hedgehog. You know, like that's all I need.
Some people were open to the possibility that it could be Jason at the time, and like that was never going to happen. But the thing is,
never
like,
going to be.
A lot of people were kind of bringing up Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails, and the Colleen Shaughnessy as Tails thing is nothing short of a miracle. Like,
I'm really surprised that happened. Yeah.
That's a thing that's never going to happen again, and it's a miracle it happened in the first place. Because I think the general thing was she was just there as this is a post-credits Tails, things will change in the second movie. I mean, Tails' whole character model changed in the second film. So it was like, it would be fair game if the voice changed too, to a celebrity voice cast kind of thing. But I think they kept Colleen on, partly because, you know, it was popular and went down well with the audience at the time. But, like, that doesn't happen. You know?
No.
I'm actually going that far. That's insane that happened in the first place.
Look at the Mario movie. Like, Charles Martinet gets to be in the movie, but he doesn't get to play the characters he's been playing for, 25 years?
That's the thing, like, there's very few examples of that happening. The only other instance of, like, that, the original Medium's actor going on to the big live-action movie is, like, Peter Cullen in the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
Or, what about, I know it's not a live-action thing, but Ratchet and Clank had a movie, and I think they got the voice cast from the games in it.
Did they?
Did they?
I think
Well,
so.
I mean, it wasn't live-action, was it?
No, it wasn't, and it was very much in the universe of the games in terms of, like, the overall art design. And I suppose with things like, you know, Space Jam, A New Legacy, aside from Zendaya playing Lola Bunny, I think they got, like, most of the TV cast in there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can't, like, and it sucks to say this, but, like, you can't really replace those characters, because it's like, if you just got some random fucking celebrity to play Daffy Duck, people would be like, why did you do that?
Well, it would depend if they could get that celebrity to do a Daffy Duck impression. I mean, do you remember the Christopher Robin movie with Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin? I
haven't seen it, but I know of it, yeah.
They were going to have UK comedy actor Chris O'Dowd voice Tigger in that movie, but they had it recorded, but due to bad test screenings and that being a point of contention in the test screenings, they got Jim Cummings in to do it instead.
So with Space Jam 2, if I remember correctly, didn't they get a celebrity for Lola?
Was it Zendaya.
Zendaya,
yeah. So, I mean, I guess sometimes there can be a balance. Like, obviously, we got Colleen staying, but every other animated character is being voiced by a celebrity. So
she's gotta feel like the fucking cream of the crop, hasn't she? Like,
yeah.
Imagine being Colleen, and it's like you were the one that made it. You know, like.
Yeah,
like
but you know, it makes me wonder if that comes at the price of like Tails not being as major of a character. You know, like because even in Sonic 2, I feel like it was more about Knuckles than it was about Tails, and they gave Knuckles way more lines and way more screen time.
I think,
but like it just felt cool, you know, that she gets to do it. I wish they wouldn't. And like, remember she wasn't on the poster and stuff. Like it just feels
They eventually put her on after Backlash. Same goes for Tika Sumpter. I think the thing is, though, because Colleen is not like an A-list celebrity, I don't know if she's probably more affordable for them to get. So you'd probably think that if that's the case, and her time costs less than, say, Idris Elba's, which is obviously unfair, but it is what it is, you'd probably have her getting more screen time because of that less star status, I guess. It's hard to say. But, yeah, like, I don't think Tails was outright benched in Sonic 2. I was satisfied with the time he got and the role he played in that. But yeah, it's hard to say how that would influence it, because I thought surely, like, okay, Idris Elba is playing Knuckles in Sonic 2, so the chances are we're not going to see Knuckles after Sonic 2 was my initial line of thinking. But then Knuckles TV series gets announced, and it's like, that's another thing as well, where miraculous things happening here. Because Jim Carrey was cast as Dr. Robotnik, therefore there should technically only be one Sonic movie. Or of this continuity, anyway. Because Jim Carrey doesn't come back to do sequels. Yet here he is doing 2 of them. That's insane. That's...
Yeah. And usually he's always like, it has to be really good for it to, be done. And like, then you have things like the Dumb and Dumber 2 movie, which released way after the original, and it was nowhere near as good. And it makes me wonder if they just paid him like a shit ton, or he just wanted to do it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the Sonic movies, like, I would say Sonic 2, definitely a better movie in every single possible way. So I could see that being Jim Carrey being like, oh yeah, no, I want to do this, it looks fun. And then that's what I'm hoping with Sonic 3 as well, because everyone seems to be hyping it up. Like, Idris Elba tweeted out that, like, this is the one for the real fans. Ace Ventura did get a sequel, but I feel like that was because it was good.
I think
like,
Jeff
he didn't come
Fowler
back
or...
you
I think it was either Jeff Fowler or one of the writers or something said part of the reason why Jim Carrey keeps coming back for these movies is because of the production turnaround time. It's very convenient. It's like kind of like a day job kind of thing for Jim. And so, like, if that's the case and they can keep making this, like, appease his schedule, that's a really good thing, And I think it's a means of, like, long-time Jim Carrey fans getting some classic Carrey,
Yeah, that's true. It is a miracle that he's been in these movies and staying on, because he's been amazing in them. So, more the merrier, I'd say.
Been some like prime Jim Carrey in both. Like, I think he's in the second one. I do like a lot of the other characters on more equal footing, but in Sonic Movie 1, he definitely was like the main reason. Like, I would even recommend watching that movie. Like, it's fine, but with Jim Carrey, it's like more than fine. At the same time, though, I don't think he's going to be doing. I feel like he's not going to come back for another one, though. Like, I feel like this is going to be the last time.
Yeah, which does beg the question of, like, what will they do next? Because it's one of those things where I was very much in the camp of, I think 3 is the finale, and they'll kind of pack up and go and bow out, but at the same time, they seem to be really building things up more and more, and now the producers are like, we want to make this into like a sort of a little Avengers franchise kind of thing,
so I definitely don't think that this is going to be the end of the movie franchise, like this continuity. I think we're just going to have someone else be the main villain. I think maybe, not Dr. Stone, that's an anime. I think Agent Stone is probably going to step into the major villain role.
I'm very much in the camp of bring in Metal Sonic or Neo Metal Sonic.
I'm in the camp of there is no Sonic without Robotnik. Like, you need Robotnik. You can't long term have Sonic without
Archie
Robotnik.
did it. Archie did it.
Okay, so funny you mention that. Archie did it, and their long term replacement for Robotnik was Ixis Naugus, and those comics tread water. They just span their wheels until Robotnik returned.
But they did do it. Like, they stayed afloat. They stayed in business for all that time.
And it was fucking terrible.
If they get a movie every 2 years or so, it's not going to matter as much. It's not a monthly comic.
It will absolutely matter, because a comic, your return on investment with a comic book is like £2. We sold one issue, guys. It's a success. Whereas a movie, like, you have to have Robotnik for Sonic in the long term. And I think with the Agent Stone thing, it does feed into a bit later in the discussion where, like, I talk about human characters taking roles of existing Sonic characters in these movies, and how I think you are fucking insane if you want that. Like, and no disrespect, I just think you're fucking insane. Like...
Yeah, like, I guess in the Knuckles series, all the antagonists we've seen so far are just kind of, they're just like dudes, I mean, they seem like Kid Cudi, one of them.
Well, the villain of the main antagonistic force in the Knuckles TV series is the Black Arms, but they're a black market arms dealer, and the buyer is the leader of the Black Arms. So it's like, technically, but at the same time, definitely fucking not. Like,
I mean,
and I do get the feeling that maybe Knuckles is kind of testing the water for where can we go once Jim Carrey quits? Like, what can we do next? Will the buyer catch on? And if he doesn't, I get the feeling they're going to be looking into ways of bringing us a new Dr. Robotnik. I know they've said that they wouldn't cast Jim Carrey as Robotnik, but it's funny you should mention Archie, Dylan, because I think they should go the Archie route, but cut to the chase. Get to the part where Archie got back on its feet, and give us Robo-Robotnik. That way, you're not technically replacing Jim Carrey, because he's technically a new character, in the same way that the buyer is technically the Black Arms.
Oh, wait, I just had an idea. I had a stupid idea just now.
Go on.
Oh.
All right, so, Dom, you mentioned Metal Sonic. I think that's a great idea. I don't think he should show up in Sonic 3. I think it's going to be too bloated if they do that.
No, absolutely, I agree.
But, like, okay, so let's say Sonic Movie 3, last time Eggman's around, this Eggman. But Metal Sonic is teased at the end of it. And the goal of this is, let's say, I mean, I guess he's probably not going to die, you know, Jim Carrey's Robotnik, because they already did the fake out. Or he'll die in, almost like a heroic way, because it's SA2.
He becomes good and retires. Like,
but let's say he dies, okay? But Metal Sonic, almost like in Dragon Ball Z, Metal Sonic gets deployed upon Robotnik's demise, and he thinks that Robotnik is dead because of Sonic. So he becomes a villain, even though, let's say, you know, they were a team in the end, and he died a somewhat hero. So Metal Sonic is now out there, and his programming is to fight on behalf of his master, and also finish a project that was still going. So that would be this Robo-Robotnik, like a thing he was planning to try and remain immortal.
I pitched this in a previous episode.
No? All right, listen.
Oh.
So,
I pitched this before. I said Sonic for the Death Egg Saga, and Metal Sonic is the son of Robotnik, and he will bring in a new Robotnik by traveling up to the Death Egg, finishing the project, and creating a Robo-Robotnik that could be voiced by...
that's not what I was saying, though. That wasn't
It's the exact same.
No, so the goal...
no.
So he brings out the Robo-Robotnik, but Robo-Robotnik was always going to have to, like, take Metal Sonic's power. He was going to have to, like, absorb Metal Sonic's sort of like Cell in the Cell Saga in Dragon Ball Z. So instead of having Metal Sonic be, like, he could be this tragic character that not only brings a villain into the world without understanding why his master died, but he also brings this insanely powerful force and isn't around to try and help stop it afterwards. So he dies in a very, like, sad way for the audience, and also that brings in a new villain that you could use.
Okay, that I didn't pitch, but I'm still getting.
Which I don't think will happen
to guest on the next episode.
Dragon Ball works with Sonic; they've already proved it. So just steal more. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was kind of like something I was suggesting was like how to make the transition to fully animated. Is you have a fully animated form of Robotnik, so like a metal Robotnik kind of thing. And then he can.
I remember you saying that. No.
He could be voiced by It was like the idea is like, you know, Metal Sonic is traveling up to the Death Egg to go revive his master. You created me, I'll recreate you. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Engage the immortality protocol.
Yeah. Engage the lucrative longevity protocol. Because I do think you do need Robotnik in the long run. Like, you can maybe do a movie without him. You can maybe do, like, you know, a movie where, like, I don't know, Zavok is the main villain, but, like, you can't...
No.
You can't long-term not have Robotnik. He's the ultimate...
The second they do that is the second I'm checking out. Like, I'm not happening.
I would go see a Zavok movie just for the shithousery of it, but...
I would literally protest it. I would be outside the theater with a picket sign.
The one thing that no one...
watch that.
I don't... Who could... A Deadly Six movie would tank the franchise, I feel.
Not Deadly Six, just Zavok.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
You know, Zavok's main personality trait is that he is the leader of the Deadly Six, so if you don't have the Deadly Six, then who is he? He's just an angry guy.
It's some guy... I mean, that's basically what he was in Sonic Forces, just some angry
And that's what he is, yeah. He's just an angry thing.
Yeah,
angry
Sonic
dude
Bowser. That's what we need. Get him played by
But
Jack
he's
Black.
not.
Need him.
Sonic
we do
Bowser,
not need...
he's not like he is like he's Bowser to Sonic if Bowser was the most boring and shitty villain possible.
But I'm calling him Sonic Bowser because that's what he's intended to be.
That's what he's intended to be, yes. But like they tried it and it didn't work because they don't know what makes Bowser good.
It sucks.
Sonic Bowser that sucks is one thing, but like Sonic Bowser as a concept shouldn't fucking exist.
Yes.
That as a very concept should never happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no, vile.
Yeah,
get rid of it.
I'm glad we're all on the same
how-
page with that.
How like with the CinemaCon trailer, how the talk always surrounded Jim Carrey's Robotnik. Upon the announcement of Keanu Reeves, we've managed to say a lot about Jim Carrey.
He's a big part of the movie for me. Like I really like him in this franchise. He's been amazing.
Robotnik is one of
That's
the
the thing.
highlights of the entire franchise. I would
Absolutely.
say the other thing they could potentially do, but the fans would hate it, but the casuals would probably enjoy it, would be to commit to Shadow being a villain and have him become the recurring villain.
Yeah, as long as it's built up to be like an eventual turnaround of him becoming a hero, then I wouldn't have any problem with that. Like if he's a villain that slowly changes over a couple movies and a TV show.
Yeah,
Now do
That sounds
Boom Shadow. Boom Shadow, where it's just a jerk.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking along the times that would be a representation of Boom Shadow, just having him pop up, but he be an absolute prick.
Thing is, I do like Boom
which-
Shadow.
He is undeniably he is an absolute prick, and he's a
He's
gullible
a completely
absolute prick.
hollowed out iteration. Because like last night, I was
He
thinking,
fell foul to a U2 poop.
that's hilarious. But
Was he even he was in Shattered Crystal, right? And he was like mind controlled, right? Is that how
Yeah.
that happened?
Sort of, yeah.
but,
What
I
happens
was
after you
thinking-
help him? Does he go like, "Oh, sorry," or does he go, "Huh," and then leave?
Yeah,
He
he's more
just
just like
goes, just leave.
he's more just like
something.
fuck off. Like because that's
Just
like
like,
his whole
always
thing.
remember that I'm your superior.
No, that's a pretty good impression.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Dom, you can nail Thornton, man. Like, I know you don't want to
think
hear
I can
it.
give it a go. I mean, Jason's my favorite, but I've grown a lot to love Kirk over the past, recent times, because I've always been like, it's not as good, but I think his recent performances like Forces, and also that recent Lego advert that came out was
Yeah, where he goes
amazing.
full
He was pretty
Batman.
good in that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think when I think of his best performance as Shadow, I think Forces because he's literally perfect in that game.
Yeah.
It's funny that when I think of his perfect performance, I think of the 40-second Lego ad he did.
Mm-hmm.
I also
But
enjoyed him in Lego Dimensions too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
With
gotta
the
play that
flowers and
still.
everything.
Yeah, but I mean, like Shadow in Boom was fine. He's not the Shadow, but like I was thinking last night, how would a Shadow origin story in the Boom universe even work? Like, how would you how would you translate the story of Sonic Adventure 2 to Sonic Boom? Because for starters, there's no Chaos Emeralds, so that already makes things really fucking difficult.
And I'm very
It's
sure there
also-
probably wasn't a Maria.
It's also difficult because, like, at first, Boom was supposed to be the origin thing, or remember it was supposed to be like tied to the origins
origin
of
of
Sonic
Sonic
at like an
and
earlier
friends.
point in the timeline. So it
Yeah,
doesn't
Rise
make
of Lyric.
sense for Shadow to
However-
even be there.
That was before that would be that was before it would even be Sonic Boom.
Yeah, but like, there's still stuff left over from that time period though. So having Shadow there at all feels like he's just an afterthought for like, the buzzwords and the clips.
I think that is exactly what it was. Like
Because he didn't have any role in Rise of Lyric. He showed up, they kicked him through a portal, and then he popped up at the end, and he was like, "Huh, it looks like you did a good job," and he walked away.
You have no friends. Friends are bad. That sort of shit. And
However,
he's
I will
just-
say
he was
this.
basically a bully. He was just a bloody school bully in Boom.
He was like a high school bully.
your
But, like,
shoddy
Sonic-
craftsmanship brings
Sonic
shame
sounds like
to
he's like
all
a depressed
hedgehog
college kid in
kind.
Boom. So he's like,
Oh.
it's so weird. He just doesn't fit at all.
That's the thing. Your friends make you weak. Just like, oh, wow, you basically are some sort of Vegeta clone. And I know Shadow gets compared to a Vegeta clone all the time, but you really are a Vegeta clone.
We'll meet
Yeah.
again, Sonic, but next time it's going to be on my terms.
Yeah, okay.
I actually
Whatever.
really liked that as a catchphrase, though. Like, he says that at the end of his every encounter.
And then it gets cancelled.
It gets less impactful though when his terms do not come about and they're shitty every time.
But that's the thing, is like where Robotnik pulls him from in Boom is like he's just out and about, you know, and he's just like, hey, come join my operation. Like,
hey, watch this video.
Yeah, I just love that.
Discretion shall not stand.
He's not doing any missions for GUN or anything like that. He's just around. Like, it's just...
I don't know what his day-to-day life is. I don't know what he does.
But the
It would
other
have
thing
been
I was also
funny
thinking...
if he lived in town and they just saw him, like, buying groceries all the time, and, like, they... Like, in the show, at least, right? He's buying groceries, or he's walking around town, and he's always getting, like, frustrated because Sonic's causing trouble and, like, you know, defeating Dr. Eggman. So then he should be an antagonistic force towards Eggman and Sonic. Like, they should have a common enemy.
Is, can you imagine... Sorry, go on.
So it's just the thought of that version of Shadow just going to the shops on the regular, being like, $3 for Dr. Pepper. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Exactly.
Also, can you imagine Boom Robotnik doing the stuff that Robotnik does in Adventure 2? Like, Boom Robotnik breaks into a fucking military facility, uses the Eclipse cannon on the moon. He'd do it by accident, is what would happen. He'd go in there.
Yeah, no.
He'd go in there with, like, some other villains.
Costco.
He'd go in with, like, other villains, like the Chameleon, the guy that's dressed as a tree, and Dave the Intern, and be like, yeah, we gotta rescue this Shadow guy, and then, like... There'd be, like, a prize involved. It would be, like, you know, rescue Shadow for free money or something. And then he accidentally stumbles upon the Eclipse cannon and blows a hole in Roboken or something.
Okay, wait a minute. Dude, Webster said Shadow becomes the Family Guy giant chicken fight. That's literally what he already was in Sonic Boom.
See, basically what... Yeah. Absolutely
Dude, I've
was.
got an idea.
Especially on Tails. You locked eyes on Tails and it's just like...
Dylan, you like rewrites, right?
Yeah.
Collab idea. Sonic Adventure 2 in the Boom universe. How would that play out?
Oh, God. Oh,
God, that would be hilarious.
You know what? Okay, that does sound funny, because it would be so memey and, like...
It could be so interesting.
Could it be the Boom universe, like, as in the show? Because I feel like I could definitely write that easier than the games.
Definitely.
I don't understand the game.
Dude, I'll be happy to help as well. Like, fucking enlist me. Enlist me. I'm the Boom
Okay,
expert. I know Boom. I
it.
am Boom. I made Sonic Boom. I literally wrote it. So, like, yeah.
You just imagine it now. I've come to make an announcement. I've accidentally turned on this thing. I don't know how to turn it off. Help.
I also feel like Rouge would butt heads more with Styx than she would Knuckles.
I think Styx would hate Rouge because she's theoretically she'd still be a secret agent, so Styx would not trust her whatsoever.
Yeah, like she'd be like, it's a government agent kind of thing. Well, like... Knuckles doesn't fucking protect the Master Emerald or any shit in Boom. Like, he's just a dude. So, like, he would have no issues.
Yeah.
He's the mayor.
He's just take what you want.
He'd like, Boom Knuckles, if he was guarding the Master Emerald and Rouge are right, he'd straight up just give it to her. Like, here you go. Wait a minute.
Knuckles, it'd be like, effectively, I'd be more surprised if he didn't eat it.
Hey, handsome, I'm gonna need that big jewel of yours. Oh, yeah, here you go. Wait a minute, you stiffed me.
You weren't supposed to take that.
Give that back.
They'd be told in a flashback too. Like, we could be like, Knuckles, where's the Master Emerald? And he'd be like, oh yeah, the Master Emerald.
Oh crap! Oh Jesus! Oh man!
Oh man! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose it. She was just very pretty.
Also, it wouldn't be the Master Emerald. It would be like the fabled hot dog or something, because this is Boom. Like,
yeah.
It'd be like a diamond-crusted fucking hamburger. Like
Mad Burger's tax returns.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
The tax return emerald.
This is why I love Boom, man. Like, it's just so silly.
Approved.
Meme. Approved.
Approved. I don't know.
Jewel theft. Approved.
You who once stood so tall, now look at you. I love Travis Willingham as Knuckles. Like, I think he's fantastic.
I know. He's really good.
I think Dan Green Knuckles is still my favorite because he sounds like
Dan Green. Well, I mean, yeah, same, exact same. But Travis Williams still sounded a lot like Dan Green, and I think that's why I could just make that adjustment easier.
William, I don't think he works as regular Knuckles. In fact, I don't think the Sega voice actors have ever really, no offense to any of them, but I don't think they've ever done generized game Knuckles right. or justice. Because generalized game Knuckles has always just kind of sounded like a bro, effectively, you know? But I feel like Knuckles should sound much more the way Idris Elba sounds. Like, Idris Elba conveys that warrior, that man who's burdened with his divine porpoise, you know? Whereas, like, even David Mitchell, who I really do enjoy in the role, he still just sounds like, hey, he's a bro, he's a frat boy, you know? He's gonna go drink a keg, you know?
I don't know. I feel like Dan Green had more of that tone that signified a bit more,
He's more
like
gruff. He's the most
roguish,
gruff of the game,
rough.
but
Mm.
I don't know. I'd have to kind of see him in X to really judge, because all I've really seen of Dan Green's Knuckles has been in Sonic 06, effectively, and I didn't think much of it.
I mean, Sonic X definitely gives a better representation of the Dan Green Knuckles, in my opinion, anyway. I think he's really good in X. So, in 06, I feel he was a bit restrained. I'm not sure what happened with some of the voice direction in 06, but they all seemed a little toned
06
down.
Is not exactly
I don't
well
think
known
they
for
had voice direction. I think they just were told to say the lines.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
there was, yeah.
sometimes you'd get better results out of that, to be fair.
But that's the thing. I mean, one of Jason's best performances as Shadow came out of 06.
And one of Jason's absolute best performances as Shadow came from Sonic and Tails R, and they don't have, like, professional voice directors on that, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, and what about CMJ in the chat? But it was Mephiles as well. Dan did Mephiles, and
That's true.
He was very good as Mephiles.
Killed it as Mephiles. Mephiles he sounded cheesy, but sort of threatening at the same time. Like, it was a very good
he's a
portrayal
hand
of the villain.
like
Like a hammy
like
villain
this-
that you could actually be afraid of to some degree.
Oh, dude, remember how I was saying the absolute best version of Sonic 3 that could ever exist would open up with Robotnik in hell? Imagine if rather than Satan, they had Mephiles there, and that's how they include him in these movies.
That would be very good.
And the reason
basically
why
is
he
a
looks
devil.
like a hedgehog is because that's Robotnik's personal devil. Like,
That's actually really funny. You know, I do have to say this because whenever I think about or talk about Mephiles, I have to say he is so stupid in universe, because sure, he's threatening and he got some shit done, but he could time travel at will and he still loses. Like, people question me when I say this, but I think he's got to be the dumbest villain in the entire franchise.
I mean, it takes
Because
skill.
of that. I mean,
look, man,
he
he's
can
got to
time
put a lot
travel
of
whenever
thought
he
into
wants.
this. He's got to put
He
a lot
should
of
have
thought
won.
into just traveling time alone. The fact he's worked that out is enough.
I'm just saying.
He used all of his brain cells figuring it out.
If you can time travel at will, you win. You have to.
Yeah.
But how did he learn to time travel at will?
I don't care. He's like
Exactly,
half
that takes
of a
smarts.
god.
He had to get a
He's half
degree in
of it
time traveling
god.
at will.
He probably just had it when he got split from Solaris.
You don't know that.
You're right.
Never
you don't.
assume what someone's going through, Dylan. Be kind to others. Even
He
when
really
they're
wanted to
Mephiles.
reunite with his BFF, yeah.
I think they portray Mephiles as being like Steppenwolf from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then
Yeah, I know.
and then
Yeah.
make
Ah.
Iblis into more like the dark side kind of figure, and maybe
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
Okay.
like fucking Sonic punches him through a portal, and then Amy beheads him, and then like Iblis steps on his head and breaks it.
All right. Rein it in now. Rein it in.
But it would be cool.
Rein it in.
The Snyder, it's cutting in again.
Zack Snyder's Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's a running gag at this point.
I know. I think he should wear like a new super suit where it's like black and gold and it looks really cool, and he gets revived from the afterlife by the rest of the Sonic League.
Who?
Where's my super soup?
Why do you need to know?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, anyway, speaking of being revived, actually, that segues into a PowerPoint really easily, really well.
Oh shit!
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint
Hello.
party time.
All right, you guys ready? You guys ready for a PowerPoint party?
If you could get the PowerPoint up on screen, I can then configure it on the stream. Yeah, is that cool? Are we good for that? All right.
Yep.
Dom, don't forget you need to tune
Mhm.
into his stream.
And also,
Yeah.
Edgardo,
Let's go on to the one.
if Mephiles got time travel after the split from Solaris, what did Iblis get? Iblis got immortality and the fire powers. Because you remember, every time they defeated Iblis, he just kept coming back. So Mephiles, in my opinion, I don't think was immortal, but he had like the time like omnipresence. So I'm just saying, very stupid
I've just
for him to lose.
figured out what they could do to replace Jim Carrey.
Oh.
Okay.
The
Metaphors?
Chaos Council.
Oh,
Say
piss
that
off.
Dylan, where's his PowerPoint? Ah, here we go. All right, now let me just Ah, hey, there we go. Perfect. Smooth transition.
Oh.
Wait, let me turn the volume up a little. Okay, great. It's the traditional music.
Oh my god. I see where we're going with here.
Are you guys ready? Is it on screen? You can hear the music? Because I can't hear the music.
I can hear it.
I can hear the music.
Okay. All right. Today I've made this PowerPoint before the stream today because we were talking about Shadow, the brilliant creature that will be portrayed by Keanu Reeves
I have a
in
question.
Sonic 3. You know what this? You know about questions, Pup. You have to wait till the end.
Sorry.
Okay. So my presentation today, Shadow the Hedgehog died, and he should have stayed that way, but I would miss him. Next slide. So, Shadow the Hedgehog, he died. He did die in Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow T. Hedgehog fell from space and instantly burned up in the atmosphere. And this was traumatic for his loved ones, but life goes on.
A very good description of death.
This is how he died.
I don't want to make.
Yeah.
Why do you always make us relive these things? You did the same with fucking Nate Morgan.
This is important because it's to prove my point, okay?
No nuclear
this is how
sound
he died.
effects though this time.
Just in case you don't remember. So, on the third game, he rose again in Sonic Heroes.
Ah yes, Sonic
Basically,
3
Sonic
Heroes.
Adventure 3. This is when he teamed up with Omega and Rouge, and they did all the same shit that Sonic, Amy, and the Chaotix did, except with less hermit crabs.
God, look at her though. Wouldn't you just, you know, like
Pup. So he was also maybe a robot or not. Like, it's kind of, up in the air. Pretty sure at this point it was the real Shadow the whole time.
how can
That's
he
what
not
someone
tell?
told me.
Look at them. They're so low poly.
Well, you can't see the real Shadow. He could be one of those.
No, he's right there in front, and he's higher poly.
My argument. So he died for the good of the planet and his promise to his friend Maria. Bringing him back to life negates this sacrifice, but does send him down a new arc, which is eventually resolved in Shadow 05. Which brings us to his new arc in the present day,
Very.
where he finally kisses Sonic on the mouth in Sonic X Shadow Generations.
They can't do that. That's gay.
What were we talking about?
Ah, very good, very good. I mean,
The end.
from a certain point of view, one could already argue that the SA2 Shadow is effectively dead. Just
He is kind of
the
dead, yeah.
physical, the physical form still remains because he doesn't remember stuff. He's told the stuff,
Yeah,
so he's going on information.
he's been like reincarnated.
Yeah,
You know, this reminds me of something. So, Suris. I don't know who here remembers Suris in the chat.
Have you
Probably
stopped screen sharing?
I have, yeah. Why? Is there more?
Okay. No, I just wanted to. I'm gonna close my stream.
All right. So, not a lot of people will remember him. He's not very memorable, but there was a guy on this podcast called Suris. And I actually chatted with him last night. I completely forgot he existed, and then suddenly we were chatting. And I was on his stream, and, well, Suris, anyways, he has a channel called Suris Vidya. And over on that channel, he does a series called What If Shadow Stayed Dead, where he has Art Smacko doing, like, animatics to tell this story, and he's got all these different voice actors, and I edit those videos, by the way, so you should definitely watch them. But they're very good videos, and he tells the story of what heroes would have played out like had Shadow remained dead, and what Shadow the Hedgehog 2005 would have played out with had Shadow stayed dead, and they are fantastic stories. The truth be told, better than the actual stories. I adore Shadow the Hedgehog, but I must admit I am in the camp of people that would probably see Shadow as even more of a favorite had he just been exclusive to Sonic Adventure 2.
there is merit to that for sure. I mean, I love Shadow, but I mean, if he had only existed in that game, then he would be a mythological figure at this point in
He was.
the fandom, a messianic.
He would
messenger.
have his
You know
own
what's so
established
funny?
religions.
If he was only in SA2, and then he was in every spin-off game as like a non-canon thing, it'd be so funny
Yeah.
because it'd be like this messiah-like figure, except when he's playing like tennis. And
Put
he
him
just
in-
goes up again.
Put him in like the storybook games, and it's like, whoa,
He's like fucking
Shadow.
baby Mario. Like, hey,
Oh
wow.
God, could you imagine the absolute riot there would be with Sir Lancelot if that was
Yeah.
like Shadow's like main-ish appearance after how many years?
And
I
then
feel like they're
Sonic
just making
Prime
Sonic so
would.
bad. Like he'd be like, hey, that's not cool.
Then Sonic Prime, you could have like Pirate Shadow and shit, which everybody would love. Yeah, that's the
You
point
get-
Objective Binary makes, and I know that I don't respond to the cheapskate regular chats that aren't super, but Staying Dead did do Gamma no harm. Gamma is a fan favorite.
That is, it didn't do Gamma any harm, but he also sort of, like I feel like it's not the same with Shadow though.
He
Like, I feel
doesn't
like
have
Gamma's
the
a little
mythical
bit more
status
obscure
that
at this
Shadow
point, you
does,
know?
but to be fair, he doesn't have the distinctive design that Shadow does either. He's got a good design, don't get me wrong, but Shadow is
No,
like...
Gamma's one of my favorites for
Look at
sure.
him.
But
Look at fucking Shadow. Look at him.
Mm,
you know,
Yeah, it's
Gamma
amazing.
doesn't even come back for spin-offs aside from Sonic Shuffle.
yeah.
It's interesting how, like, with characters like Gamma and Chip, they actually really did stick to their word about keeping them dead.
Yeah.
But you
They weren't
wouldn't
popular
know
enough.
that Chip died, would you, Dylan? Because you haven't played Unleashed.
No, what do you mean? I finished Unleashed as a child. I just haven't finished it again
But you
since.
say you don't like Unleashed very much.
Yeah, so
Well-
I don't want to finish
Well,
it again.
if you'd played
You
it,
what,
you'd
mate?
like it.
I'm just not a
Oh.
huge fan, honestly.
Oh.
It's okay.
I'm
I
sorry,
like
Dylan. Don't
I
worry
like
about
the
it.
cell phone version, for the Java cell phone version a lot.
A cell phone?
He's,
Oh my
he's not
God.
making it any easier. Don, would you agree that the Werehog is literally just Sonic 1? It's the
From the way
exact
you've
same.
explained it to me in the past, it has got merit. Your argument for that is mainly platforming and fairly not that fast platforming,
Pushing
outside
shit,
of,
like boxes and shit.
yeah. It
Yeah.
is goes back to it's 3D
push
classic
the
Sonic
buttons
in the
one
way you
time.
never thought it would
In
be.
Sonic 1.
Yeah.
Like
Eat
twice, maybe?
shit, Dylan. Eat fucking shit.
Listen, you.
Eat shit.
It's
Go
still the
on,
most
take
worked
that
up
little
I've ever
bag off
done.
your tummy and eat it.
No.
I'm gonna
No,
force
no,
you
no.
to eat a messy
No,
diaper.
we're not doing that. We're not
I'm
doing
gonna
that.
force a messy diaper down your throat, Dylan.
No,
That's
stop. No,
awful.
that's harassment. Well, that's probably worse than harassment, but
I'm
still.
gonna make you eat a dirty diaper, Dylan.
He just keeps saying it too.
No, stop saying it.
No one can stop this man.
Remember the
No.
poop sock, actually, Dylan?
The what?
The poop sock. Remember the poop sock?
Well, I remember you saying that. I don't.
When you first joined, how I kept telling
What
you
are
I'd
you
make you eat a
doing?
poop sock. We're gonna bring back the
Oh,
poop
you-
sock.
Are you
You
doing?
did actually keep
mate?
saying that, yeah.
Brother. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, Dylan. That doesn't surprise me. I've heard this guy come up with loads of inane shit. So, frankly, it's just one extra to the list.
And Dom, how many messy diapers have you had to eat, given that you have to live in close proximity of my antics?
No more than you, which is 0.
Exactly, proving, therefore, that I am actually a hero.
No, you're a bullshitter.
Yeah, what?
No, I'm a hero, because I don't make people eat messy diapers.
You're a bullshitter.
He's a bullshitter.
A consistent bullshitter.
Nah.
That is you. That is your legacy. That is completely your legacy for
Oh
the
my
rest of
God.
the time. That and saying that you're not gay every 5 minutes, which is
Fuck up.
complete lie at
Fuck
this
up.
point.
It is not a lie. I say things that are true. And I say them repeatedly.
No.
People know that I am an arbiter of truth because I constantly tell them that I'm not gay and I'm not gay.
You say it too much. You say it too much for it to be believable at this point. It's
No,
like
it
you're
just-
in denial, man. You're
It just
projecting.
motivates me
You're trying
even more to get a
delude
GF so I
yourself.
can
You're
prove
trying to
I'm
delude
wrong.
yourself.
So I can prove
Okay,
you wrong.
Listen, he really likes Rouge the Bat, though.
I
He
do.
He
really
does.
likes Rouge the Bat.
Yeah. Would
Yes,
smash.
true.
Yeah, so fuck you. I'm not gay.
I guess you really are not gay.
I guess I really
As
am
you
an
keep
arbiter
saying
of truth.
every 5 seconds.
Because
Not
I
a
am
single
the
day
arbiter
goes
of truth.
by without hearing those words. And if I don't hear at this point,
come
if I
ask
don't
me
hear
for
those
some
words,
truths.
my day is
Come
incomplete.
ask me for some truths, motherfucker. Come ask me for some fucking truths.
Okay,
Your truth.
spit some
All right.
truth.
You want it? You want me to spit some truth?
Spit some truth.
Spit some
Go
truth,
on.
please.
Let's hear it.
My dog's dead. Don't fucking laugh at that. Don't fucking laugh at that, you motherfucker.
I didn't.
Yeah, not you, Dylan. You wouldn't do that. My little sweet cupcake, come here.
You
Get
just
over him.
wanted to shove puppets down his mouth a minute ago.
Get over it. I'm gonna give you a little kiss.
It's an inconsistent life. Being chained up in the Sunset City basement.
Right, shall we move on?
This is okay. This is actually, I think, my favorite dynamic to have on the show because it's just like I know Pup fairly well at this point, but Dom knows Pup extremely well, and it's like
Okay, not that well. Again, just buddies here, okay? Just buddies, just bros.
Oh,
And
just bros. Oh,
There-
just
there's
buddies.
nothing.
Oh.
There's nothing gay about sucking the homies.
That's
dicks,
not what I
alright?
was-
It's
that's not what I was
just
saying.
cleaning. It's just cleaning. You know. It's
Once
just how you clean.
once again, you dig your grave and
Yeah,
pretend like you didn't.
But I haven't done it. I'm just explaining the logic of it.
he will die on this Pet Cemetery hill.
Oh
die on
god!
this green hill.
God! Oh,
This green hill.
green. Oh, fuck. Oh.
So it's gonna get a video of an hour of silence disturbed by Pup saying "I'm not gay" every so often. That's actually what it's like sitting in the pre-call with Channel Pup because I was doing my PowerPoint
living
presentation.
with him. That's
Yeah,
what it's
but
like living with him.
Did you enjoy the little rap song that I was doing in there as well?
The rap song.
Yeah, the one that is purely hypothetical, by the way, and definitely isn't true at all.
I actually genuinely, I think I blocked out what you were saying because I was focusing on the shadow PowerPoint.
Dom, why don't you recite the main lyric of my little rap song that I made in the pre-call?
No,
Quote them. Go on. Quote the
No!
lyrics.
why would I do that? You do
Quote
it.
them.
You do it.
Anyway, let's move on to whatever topic we had next.
Okay. All right. So, fuck. Okay, so, the Knuckles TV series will be dropping very soon. Very soon.
Yeah, when
And-
is that?
Yeah, soon. And we have two
Okay.
clips from it release, both of which involve Sonic in a very heavy capacity. So I get the feeling that we're seeing all of the Sonic stuff prior to its release. But okay, when is the Knuckles show?
It's next Friday, isn't it?
I don't. Why would I know that? Let's see. The 26th of April. So no, Dom, it is not out
Which?
next Friday. It's out the 26th of April.
Which is next Friday.
It's out on the 26th of April. That's not next Friday.
Which is
that's
next
the 26th
Friday.
of April.
It is next Friday.
Oh,
It is
go-
next
Go
Friday.
drink a
It is
fucking tropical crush drink. Anyway, gentlemen. So we have two clips. One of which is Knuckles talking to the fake Ozzy, because that is not fucking Ozzy, on the rooftop, while Maddie is asking Sonic to have a word with Knuckles. And the other one where Knuckles is grounded and Sonic is explaining the perks of being grounded. Have you boys watched those clips?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know what that means. Rapunion.
What does that mean?
I want to give me your rapunion.
Oh, you could have just. Jesus.
I would
So
like
you
to hear
picked
your
out a little bit.
rapunion.
Okay. Well, I liked how Sonic was basically like Sonic has been essentially employed as Knuckles. I don't know, therapist at this point. It just to
Sonic's-
take care.
Yeah,
Gotta
he's
take care
actually
of
got he's got what do you call it? Experience being a therapist because of the first movie. Remember, he's talking to himself in the therapy office.
He is officially a registered the therapist.
You. But yeah, I really enjoyed those clips. To be honest, I mean, they give nice little bits of just fun. I think this show is just going to be a load of fun.
Vibes.
And
Yeah,
Biased.
I mean, why are you saying bias?
Being biased.
How am I being biased?
You asked for his opinions.
No, it's not opinions.
I'm giving-
It's
I-
opinion.
I'm giving you an opinion. If you don't like it, shove it up your ass. Anyway, I know you'd like to do that, but don't.
Fuck up, I'm not gay.
Here he goes again.
I just love I love when Knuckles was trying to convince the dog, which, as you pointed out, Will.
Biased.
Well, what
Who the fuck is Will? I don't know any Will. Will you
Still
stop
answer you.
doxing me, motherfucker?
This is what happens when you live. This is what happens when you live with someone. And
You implying that
And
Dylan's
then-
a lonely man? Huh? Are you implying that he lives on his lonesome like a little hermit crab? Huh? You
I
implying?
have a roommate.
no. Do you have a?
Yeah. How
what?
dare you, Dom? He has a roommate.
Do you have a roommate?
Is it?
Cool.
Yeah.
You know exactly.
I live with my friend Andrew.
Then you
man.
know exactly what it's like. You know exactly what it's like.
We have a.
fucking-
It's
I
very
don't- I don't
good. We
think
have like
Andrew's
we
me.
both stay out of each other's ways most of the time. We have our own areas. We do our own things, but also hang out and do stuff when we feel like it. It's very good.
It's very
ever
good.
kiss him
Very
on the
good
mouth?
dynamic.
What?
Did you ever kiss him on the mouth?
No.
Good. That would be disgusting. Anyways,
You've been thinking about that sort of thing a lot, have you? Anyway, back to the dog. So, and not you. I'm talking about the dog on screen.
I didn't
so
fucking say anything, did I? What screen? This screen? The screen we're looking at right now? Because I only see one dog,
Oh.
and her name is Surus.
what?
Yeah, the Surus Scarecrow. Anyways,
Aw.
go on. Sorry, come on, come on, Dom. Like, stop
Oh
stalling.
yeah, the
What do
way
you gotta say?
Knuckles was trying to make a warrior of the dog is hilarious to me. But as you were saying the other day, it's a different dog to the one that was in the movies. which is,
Completely
I
different
guess, you know,
breed. Like, literally a different
What?
species. Like,
I thought
not
Ozzy
even
was always
dog, no.
a golden lab.
Yeah, but no, he was a golden retriever. This is a lab.
Oh shit. Okay. You know what? I just realized. Yeah.
Like, have
That's
you
true.
seen what Ozzy looks like in Sonic 2?
Yeah. No. He like metamorphosized into a new kind of dog.
Metamorph!
Maybe he was
Ah!
half lab and half poodle. He was like a labradoodle.
Not a labradoodle. It was just a very scraggly fucking thing. I don't know.
I
I like
guess.
to think. No, because hang on. Fucking, when Robotnik invades Sonic's home in Sonic 2, Ozzy's effectively left for dead. What if Sonic just got another dog and told them it was Ozzy?
a replacement.
That is actually the darkest theory I've ever heard for this franchise, and I think you might be right because like they literally left for Hawaii, and Sonic just abandoned the dog to go to the Himalayan mountains and find Chaos Emeralds, or the Master Emerald, or whatever.
It is quite a plot hole, to be honest, isn't it?
They forgot about him. Yeah. Oh,
They should have maybe
geez,
just
yeah,
had
that's
him.
sad.
Maybe he like cast him a ring and like sent him to a sausage factory or something.
It's effectively the Snowball 2 of the Sonic universe.
Oh
We're
no.
just gonna pretend. We're just gonna fucking pretend.
Yeah.
That's just made me so upset.
Oh,
I was
dear.
willing to forget about that, but I do like the clips I've seen so far. It does feel like
Biased.
they're retaining the same like fun, like friendly atmosphere of the first two movies, lighthearted sequences,
Biased.
and the
Let him have an opinion.
and the fight scenes and stuff we've seen from Knuckles, the action stuff, very much feels like what we got in the second movie. So I'm kind of excited because it feels like you know how some TV spin-offs or like streaming spin-offs do not feel like their respective like a home franchise, I guess we could say.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like this very much to me feels like it is a true extension of the movies, and it's being written in a way that doesn't make it feel super different in any way. So I'm really excited for that. I'm happy with the choices they've made so far, and I really want to see what they do, and I want to see how they flesh out Wade as a character because he's going to be a big part of it.
Major copage. Yeah.
You hated
So
it.
I completely agree though. I think it looks great. I'm really
You
liking
hated it.
those dynamics too.
You despised it.
However, it's worth noting actually that like Sonic has a very weird idea of what being grounded is. Like, so Sonic is like, oh yeah, being grounded is real good, guys. Like, you can play on your games consoles like that. Usually, being grounded means that you can't play on the VR headset. Fucking millennial parenting.
He's never been grounded, I assume.
I'm a little uncertain about the idea of Sonic getting someone grounded as well. That sounds kind of not very Sonic, but we'll see how this all plays out. I will admit that there is a part of me, and this is even going back to the first Knuckles trailer, it's a little strange seeing Sonic being like a champion of domestication for Knuckles. Like, be like, yeah, Knuckles, bro, being domesticated's cool. All right. Because that is, when you think about it, quite antithetical to Sonic. But we'll see. Because I do enjoy movie Sonic a lot, kind of on his own terms. And again, this character is not so thoroughly scribed that I need him to be one thing or another. Just as long as he has the general traits there, we're good.
It's funny, like... Oh, sorry. You.
Sorry, I think we need to... Like, I've seen some things on Twitter and just in general about movie Sonic being... You know, people are like, why isn't he like the regular Sonic? And I think we need to accept at this point that they are not the same character. This is an adaptation. He is a different adaptation with a different story to the one in the games. Because the one in the games would not work well for a movie like this. Like, he is too static to work like this in a movie like this. Yeah. So it's like, he is a different person, and I think we need to accept that. And I think for what he is a very fun character to follow.
I mean, that's the thing. You compare him to, say, Sonic in those early episodes of Sonic X, which we've been watching recently, and like that Sonic, he can't stay still. He's always just trying to leave or get away or do other things. Or he's in a tree, just hanging around. But either way, he's always moving. He's always, or well, sometimes just stuck in it, but by himself. He's not one for too much social interaction. But this Sonic is very different.
A thing worth noting as well is that, okay, so Sonic X does bring us a very faithful depiction of that JP Sonic. And probably the most faithful of any in a Sonic cartoon. And the thing is, yeah, if you're going to do that nomad character, you need to be quite smart about it. And people have said things like, Sonic has a flat arc, he influences the arcs of the other characters. But you look at Sonic X and you show that to a casual, the thing they're going to say is there's not enough Sonic in it. Like, because Sonic is not in X very much. You have like a 25-minute episode, and Sonic will be in it for about 5 minutes or so, at least from the ones I've seen anyways. And I like that because I am invested in the universe of Sonic. If you are a diehard Sonic fan, you'll be happy to see these other characters all interacting, getting their time in the spotlight. Your average normie wants to see Sonic. And so if you want him to hog up all that screen time, you probably do...
Yeah.
I hate you. You probably do need to have him, like, go on a few little journeys of self-discovery. As it is, this can easily be digested as kind of a precursor to the Sonic we know anyway. Like, the idea that confidence and that lust for adventure is just something he was born with, like, again, it doesn't make for anything too interesting there. As it is, look, I do not want to discount the merits of the more mysterious Japanese take on Sonic, but we also do have to factor in the biggest success stories for Sonic are mainly down to the Western promotion of Sonic, and the Western interpretations of Sonic are generally the ones that lit the world on fire. And I don't think we should discount the Western fingerprint on the character of Sonic. It's why so many people, resent that things like Archie and the Freedom Fighter and stuff don't get any kind of acknowledgement, is because these did play a role in the forming of Sonic as the multimedia juggernaut that he is today. You know, like, even if they're not a major part of the games or anything going forward, some form of representation and acknowledgement of that, which is why things as little as, you know, referring to Dr. Robotnik as Dr. Robotnik so very often mean a lot to, like, me, for example, because, yeah, to me, that is his name, Robotnik. That's the name I grew up with, and that's what I refer to him as, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Totally. Absolutely agree.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, definitely, completely agree. Knuckles TV series looks good. I do fear that they're showing us all the Sonic stuff, and I do have, based on a recent TV spot, I do have a concerning theory about, well, not a TV spot, recent screenshots. I have a concerning theory about the Knuckles series.
Okay, what do you got?
Well,
So, among the many screenshots, okay, we know from the synopsis that the plot of the show is going to revolve largely around Knuckles teaching Wade the way of the warrior, right? It's Knuckles teaching Wade. And yeah, so Wade is naturally going to have a bit of an arc going on here. But we've seen in some screenshots that Knuckles is being held captive in the Ice Cap Resort. And we've seen in other screenshots, we've got Wade running through like a makeshift Angel Island in a Knuckles onesie. And it makes me think, is it going to be like 2 episodes in, Knuckles is captured, and for the remainder of the season up until the finale, Knuckles is benched and Wade has to go on that adventure to rescue Knuckles?
I think that would tank it.
It's possible though, right? Like, they could do that.
It is possible, but I don't like it.
Something that is promising to me, though, is seeing things like the makeshift papercraft sort of Angel Island in the background with Wade in the onesie, and things like the Flames of Disaster text, which I called, by the way, would be his little flame attack. It's interesting to me because we're seeing more unique like filmmaking stuff going on here that I'm quite excited about. It looks quite stylized, and that is something I've thought these Sonic movies could afford a little more of, is a bit more like sort of directorial style. So I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, no, I honestly just think Wade and the Knuckles thing is funny, but I'm fine with whatever it's going to be, because I like this universe. I like what I've seen so far, and I don't necessarily need Sonic to be on screen. I don't need Tails to be on screen. Knuckles is a character I enjoyed a lot in his debut.
I agree.
You know, like I think, and he's not really showing the problems of that comic relief character as much, because, you know, there have been plenty of properties that have put their comic relief into the spotlight and it doesn't work. Like, you can think of like Jimmy Neutron did it with Planet Sheen. You could think Friends, the sitcom, did it with Joey.
It's very difficult
that show
to
was
make.
not good.
Like, look at
But
Cars 2
Knuckles-
as well. Like, making Mater the main character of Cars 2 wasn't a good
Yeah,
move.
like it's something that to work, you need to, like, you can put them into the spotlight, but they need to be part of at least a duo. And I think, and it's funny because Wade is also comic relief, but compared to Knuckles, it's funny because Wade knows more about the human world than Knuckles, but Knuckles knows more about this warrior world than Wade does. So they're learning a lot from each other, and these two comic relief characters are going to be bouncing off of each other in different ways than Knuckles will bounce off of Tails, Sonic, Tom, and Maddie, let's say. So I think that that's a very good choice, even though upon, you know, first look, it might be like, oh, they're just doing the comic relief thing.
Yeah, I think
I'm
a good
interested to
case
see where this
scenario.
dynamic goes. Like, I want to see where it goes.
A good case scenario would be like, these two comic relief characters are trying to prove that they are more than comic relief characters. And with Knuckles, we've already got that. Because while he was very much comedic relief in a lot of areas of Sonic 2, he's much more layered than your typical comic relief character.
Yeah, no, and I don't mean to imply that Knuckles is just comic relief, but I'm saying, like,
he can easily be
he was
one.
the antagonist of the second movie, and also he is funny. So people might see him as more of comic relief, especially, you know, like towards the end of 2, where he's hanging out playing baseball and eating grapes and stuff. But like, as he is, I think this is going to be good for both of their characters to sort of acclimate more to the universe, and I think it'll lead to some good stuff in Sonic Movie 3 when that happens in the future.
Another problem with a lot of shows is sometimes when you give more time to your comic relief, they try to make them a bit more extreme, which can also result in them becoming very unlikable or indulging very dishonest sort of traits, which is... That's a thing, like, is like, you look at like Cars 2, Mater becomes quite unlikable in that movie because of his expanded role, because they're having to do more with him effectively. And I think that could easily happen with Knuckles, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like they are maintaining that sort of lovable core to Knuckles' character, ultimately. Like, and I think that's the most important thing for, like, a comic relief character to succeed on their own, is they need to be likable, endearing, and someone that you're willing to go on the journey with. And Knuckles, I see no reason why not. I would absolutely love to go on Knuckles' journey. If it was just a Wade spin-off, I don't know. Probably not. But
I don't think I'd watch a Wade spin-off.
No, definitely not. But the thing is, I think it'll work in that same way that Bumblebee was a hit. Like the Transformers spin-off, because obviously in the Michael Bay movies, Bumblebee was essentially the comic relief due to the fact that he couldn't speak, but his dialogue was mainly pulled up of like voice clips, of course, radio and everything like that, and it was always quite funny. But in his own spin-off movie, he was a remarkably endearing character, and that movie was still is probably, aside from the first one, the best received Transformers movie there has been, and part of that character has such a great popularity as well. So I feel like Knuckles already having that benefit of going down so well in Sonic 2 and now given the spotlight, I think that they will do him well. It will go off to a flying start as long as they don't put too much focus on Wade. That is my personal worry.
Something
It's
that's also
It's a good recipe they've got going so far.
Something that's very exciting to me about Knuckles as well is that this is the first high-profile Sonic spin-off since Shadow the Hedgehog 2005.
Yes.
I guess you're right. Yeah, that's true.
And the fact is, since the announcement of the Knuckles series, we've also got Shadow Generations coming up. Again, first high-profile game spin-off in a very long time, since 2005. Like, I think spin-offs are back on the menu, boys, if this all goes down well. Like...
Possibly. I mean... in a great world, I would love to see, say, spin-off series introducing new characters that the movies can't focus on, like, say, Team Chaotix or something.
Yeah, I mean, the Chaotix already are confirmed to exist in the movie universe as well. Because
they're in the comic.
They're in the prequel comic, which amazed me when I read that, because I didn't read that until very recently for a video discussing, like, levels that showed up in the Sonic movies. And I was astonished by, like, how they set up the buyer from the Knuckles TV series in that comic. Like, that's nuts. I thought this is probably just going to be quite inconsequential. Something that's a little bit of fun to tie in. No, dude. Like, not only does it confirm the existence of, like, Marble Zone, Hilltop Zone, Casino Night, and all of that, it confirms the existence of the Chaotix. It sets up the buyer. Like, that's insane to me. That is nuts.
It is. I mean, yeah, that... What?
Fucking hate him. He's muted his mic. How dare he?
Oh, Dylan, no! Come back to us, Dylan. Come back.
He's dead to me.
He'll be back. But yeah, I just hope. I think the only thing that I'm still, as I said, I just don't want too much Wade. If they keep the focus on Knuckles, if they don't put him in a box, if they don't put Knuckles in the corner, and subject him to like 10 years on the joint, then I will be quite happy at the series. It'll be all right. I think we'll have something good.
Aside from like Robotnik, the thing I ask of these movies is, don't devote too much time to not having the Sonic characters on screen. As Dylan mentioned, like, don't go in expecting this to be the Sonic and Tails show, and obviously not, because this is Knuckles' thing. But I wouldn't want it to be like, here's an episode where Knuckles is barely in it, and we are just focusing on like Wade and some of these other characters. It's one of those things where I'm willing to take as many human characters as you can throw at me, provided they are well integrated into the storyline. Like, I'm more than happy to have Tom and Maddie along for the ride. What I don't want is, we're going to cut to a scene that's just like 10 minutes with no Sonic characters on screen, because that is not what we're here to see. Like,
no, exactly. Especially in like, that's the thing. Series is called like Knuckles. We don't want too much time without our boy.
Yeah, exactly. And I do wonder, like, what that's going to be like with Sonic 3. On one hand, it should have the potential to have the most well-integrated human cast the, movie series has ever had. Because Sonic Adventure 2 is probably one of the most human-centric Sonic stories. On the other hand, it's worth noting that they filmed this thing, like, mostly without actors. So I'm expecting the human characters have less of a... Wait, what am I worried about here? I was just like, what if, like, the last day of shooting was just, okay, gotta get human scenes done. Human scenes, 10 minutes, no Sonic, get it done. That'd
be a mental image and a half.
Oh, you wanted to see?
No.
Here's Rachel's divorce.
Oh my god. Don't say that.
Divorce subplot. I'm gonna put that on a bingo card right
Don't
now. For
say
when
that. Oh
when
my
the trailer
god,
drops,
no.
I'm putting divorce subplot on a bingo card. And they'll do the worst thing you can do, where you have a main character who's like a surrogate son or daughter stop the divorce from happening. Like, one of the worst things a movie can do
God.
is when they do those family films, like, Mom and Dad are gonna get a divorce, I have to stop them, and then they stop them. Because that sets such a horrible precedent for actual kids in divorced families.
Don't worry, kids. You too can stop your parents having a divorce. Just
And
get
if
in the
you
way.
fail, that's your fucking responsibility, kids.
It's your fault.
Wait, why are we talking about divorce now? What happened?
I was saying
Divorce.
on my bingo card for the Sonic Movie 3 trailer is divorce subplot with Rachel.
Oh, I think Tom and Maddie. I was like, no,
No, not them. No, surely fucking not.
no, they're so good together. Oh,
It's over.
They adopt a little boy called Chris.
Completely over.
okay. You know what? In that case, they can get divorced. That's fine. That was
I
their
don't
mistake.
mind Chris that much.
I do.
I don't think he's a big deal.
I think he's for the littlest deal he is too much of a deal. He is there too often. I don't like him.
I can live with. I mean, I don't want to live with. Okay, so not in real life would I want to live with Chris because that would be weird. But like, I can live with him being a part of the show.
No, I hate
Chris
him.
the better.
I think the main thing was people viewed him as like an intrusion on the Sonic. It interrupts
He
the
has
Sonic stuff.
infinite money, and he just cries all day.
Yeah, because you can't buy parents.
I know,
Don't.
but like, I would find something to do. I would understand that my parents are very busy, and it's okay.
You
Don't
can't
He lives
forget,
in a
Pop.
mansion.
Pop, don't
What?
forget who took Amy's role in the Sonic Adventure 2 arc.
I know, and that's
Oh,
not his
good
fault.
point.
Yeah, people are perfectly fucking fine with someone else doing that in the movies, so double standard much. But we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
Oh,
We'll
he's
get
so
there.
rich. Chris is so rich. God, I wish that were me. I get
No,
to
I
be
do
rich.
wish that were me.
Get to,
I
get to meet
absolutely.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, be best friends with Sonic and pals. Have
He
them
gets,
live
yeah,
at
he's
your
rich,
house.
and he gets to hang out with Sonic all day, even though Sonic doesn't really do anything. But like,
Yeah,
just
but
come on.
Sonic's best buddy in the movies is a fucking cop.
he's a different guy. He's a different Sonic.
It's a different problem, though, right? Like,
He's best friends with his dad. That's his father.
no, but pick your poison. He's best friends with a kid, or he's best friends with a cop. Like, what will you choose? It's already confirmed in
There's
Adventure
no-
2 that Sonic doesn't like cops.
There's
He's a
no
different
third
guy.
option here.
Oh
He's lived a
my
different
god!
life.
The new movie is based on Adventure 2, right? Sort of, maybe a little. What if Sonic says the line, "Too many police officers where you just don't need them," and then Tom
Oh my
Tom
God.
batters him across the head?
Sonic.
Or what if Tom is the one that has to arrest him?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what if they're like government comes up and they're like, Tom, you need to arrest Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's like his really like upset. I think he would say no at that point. I think he'd be like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
No, I'd like to think he's about to do it, and then Sonic goes, meow, and then like someone else shoots him.
And he shoots him with a real bullet.
Someone else shoots him, and then Shadow's like, right, now I have to avenge Sonic too.
Honestly, it's funny thinking like, oh, Tom, arrest Sonic. I think this character that has been with Sonic for these two movies now would literally be like, no.
Wouldn't do
Yeah,
it.
I
No,
think he would
wouldn't.
easily give up his sheriffship
Yeah, he
if
would
it
give
meant
up
that
the
he
badge
did
before doing that.
Yeah,
But it could
there'd be no chance.
It could be like, okay, Sonic, here's what's happening, right? I'm going to fucking fight this. I'm going to appeal this, but I gotta cuff you. I gotta cuff you, you little guy.
I could see a fake thing, like getting him. Maybe like he sneaks Sonic onto Prison Island or something somehow. Not that there's going to be a prison island, but you know, like the prison stand-in if he does indeed go to jail.
Realistically,
I could see
it would
the fake
probably
one.
It would probably be Tom that breaks him out of prison once again,
The Alcatraz.
relinquishing one of Amy's roles over to a human character.
Oh, not again!
We are just
We
putting
need to
all of
have
her. We're
Sonic
putting all
on
of her
Alcatraz
moments.
Island. It's
We're putting all
important
of her
that this
moments on
happens.
sale. It won't be Amy that gets kidnapped by Metal Sonic. It will be fucking Rachel or something.
We're gonna have more. I mean, it's obvious we're gonna get some sort of new human subplot, I imagine. I mean, that is the one
Divorce.
fear, though, that
Divorce.
the humans will overtake the other characters and whatnot. I mean, we've still got Christian Ritter's character to deal with. I don't know what the hell.
Randall, I
role-
want a divorce. Divorce.
Oh. Shut up!
No divorce,
Yeah.
can't divorce. No.
No divorce. No. Oh God.
Raw
Listen,
oysters.
I mean, is it officially confirmed what Jessica Jones is playing?
Yeah, Agent fucking thing, Agent Rockwell.
Agent Rockwell. GUN.
To be fair, I mean, no, I think it has been confirmed that she is a live-action human character. So I was about to say,
She would have made an amazing Rouge.
it could have been like the sort of the Michelle Jones of like Spider-Man, but nah, they can't. If she's a human, you can't make a human Rouge. They'll defeat the whole fucking point. Like, it's so right because it's so right because her body's human, but it's so wrong because she's a bat.
Alright, turn it down, tone it down.
Shadow body pillow lover number fucking 58.
Alright. So, and what of it?
What of me lusting for the bat,
I'm more subtle about it. You're not.
I don't own a fucking body pillow.
Neither do I. I wanted one, but I didn't get one.
You wanted one. Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog. He's a badass motherfucker. Why wouldn't you want one?
I remember you explaining
That's a good point.
I remember you explaining the sexual appeal of Kiryu from Yakuza to me, and you're like, he's one of the hottest characters in gaming. I'm like, hello, Rouge is right there.
Kiryu is hot as fuck.
He's not hot. I mean, he's a good looking.
So is Majima, and you'd know that if you got past chapter fucking 2.
Yeah, but Kuze's literally me.
Nah, yeah, to be fair, yes, he is. Except
He
you're
just doesn't
no,
die.
You're Majima. You're more Majima. You're insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Majima cracks jokes and shit, whereas Kuze's just dead serious all the time, therefore he's a king. So like me, he's just dead serious all the fucking time, doesn't crack any jokes.
yeah, you like to think that, don't you?
I am a
fan
serious man.
character. No, you're not.
I'm very serious.
I struggle taking you seriously. You're not serious.
So don't worry about me, I'm just gonna need a moment, alright? Dylan.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Oh, did I win? Nice. Hell yeah.
I'm not crying. It's cool. Abuse.
So that's how it works. I had no idea.
Just tell me I'm not the thing I want to be. That's fine.
Got him. Oh God, what the fuck are we talking about? We're gonna keep talking about
we've
divorce?
just kind of gone to divorce and.
Okay, so the thing I was kind of bringing up is like, as you mentioned, like, yeah, obviously Sonic and Tails, it's not their show. They're not going to be in it much. We don't need them to be in it much. But what I was kind of saying is, I don't want them to like devote too much time to not having Knuckles on screen though. Like, I think these Sonic movies for me, like the weakest part is obviously the Rachel wedding bit in Sonic 2. But the reason for that, more than anything else, is just because it's a scene in a Sonic movie which has, like, no Sonic characters in it for a good 6 minutes. And that's a bit too much for me. You gotta at least have Robotnik or something, you know? Like...
Yeah.
What do you say to
Something
that,
like
huh?
that.
What do you say to that, motherfucker?
I would prefer to at least have Robotnik around in a human scene, but, like, I do like a lot of the human characters at this point. Like, I don't mind if it's Tom and Maddie as long as it's something that's leading up to, you know, being important. Like, the completely separate side plot, to me, does not matter. Like let's say I know the wedding thing had, like a slight relevance to what was going on. And it had, you know, GUN, the setup for GUN. But, like,
yeah,
I don't like it to be completely divorced from the... I don't want it to be completely divorced from the whole point of what's going on or like what the characters are up to. As long as the subplot is in service of what is building up to like the characters being on screen, I don't mind. Like if it's something like Tom and Maddie trying to bring Sonic out of prison, all for it. Go for it.
I don't know if I'd want to see like a full like 6 minutes though without any like Sonic or without any Scrimblow characters or Robotnik. I don't know. Like I would rather
6 minutes, like the very specific.
Because that's how long the
choices.
Rachel scene was. It was 6 minutes
How long
with
that was?
no Sonic
That
characters.
felt a lot longer than 6 minutes.
Exactly, it's the longest fucking 6 minutes ever.
But and I find that scene funny. But again, I would like it to be more connected to everything that's happening, as opposed to
That's
like
the
we
thing
need
I
a
kinda
funny
said is-
human scene. You know,
I don't mind if like the humans are given an expanded role, provided that they are in service of the Scrimblows. So as long as we've got a Scrimblow on screen, I'm okay with if you want to devote like more screen. Like if you want to have like Tom joining Sonic on the space colony arc, I'm all for it. Just don't have a 10-minute fucking scene with no Sonic in it just to focus on like Tom or something.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. Just keep the Scrimblows on screen.
I want a 12-minute scene of Tom reading the newspaper, and that's how he finds out that Sonic is in prison. And he's like, "Honey."
He's going through a few pages first, and you just got to watch him read them. He's got a pipe, and he's smoking that. He's got... I don't know why we're doing like an old-timey James Marsden, but like...
He's become a full-on dad at this point. Like, he's not paying attention to his son or his wife or anyone.
Yeah, he's sharing boomer
Oh.
memes on Facebook that
Oh my
consist
God,
of
he's
hate wife, hate technology.
Love me chips.
I like footy and
And
chips.
chips.
He sees the headline about Sonic in prison, and he goes, "Honey, have you seen the TV remote?"
No, he's going, honey, where's my son?
Where's my son?
Have you seen
Honey.
Sonic in the last 6 days? No?
Where's my beer?
Full on Homer Simpson.
Bring me
Oh,
a
God.
cold beer and the boy.
Yes, homie. Don't worry, homie. I've got your beer.
Come on, Sonic and friends, we're going to go for some frosty chocolate milkshakes.
Be back before 5, homie. Remember the steak.
Shut the fuck up, Marge, I know what I'm doing.
The steak. You love the steak.
Marge, it's pork chops that are my favorite. Now I'm gonna take the boy for some frosty chocolate
So
milkshakes.
the 6-minute
back
Homer
soon.
Simpson, the 6-minute Homer Simpson intermission in the podcast.
Yeah, but he's evolving into season 1 Homer. Come on, kids, we're gonna go get some frosty chocolate milkshakes.
Oh. Oh God, that's a good one.
Mr. Burns, what do you want from me? The
I
Smithers.
don't know, Smithers.
The Spruce Moose, Mr. Smithers. Oh, sorry, we can't get in that. It's tiny. Get in.
It's like almost Stewie Griffin.
I mean, they're the same, aren't they, basically? Like,
They're sort of similar, isn't it?
Smithers,
somebody doing that
are they
same type of
booing
voice.
me? No, sir, they're saying Boo Earns. Boo
I
Earns,
see.
Mr. Smithers.
I was saying boo words.
Wait, who did that?
That was me.
That was amazing. What?
Oh, thank you.
I've never heard you do that
I'm-
before. That was incredible.
I'm 31 years old.
That's genuinely really good. What the fuck?
Well, if you need a mole man impressionist, hello.
Yeah, that's amazing. What?
This is
Where's
this is
that
how
been the
we
whole time?
this is how we get to the stardom here. You just have the mole man impersonation
I
going
see
on.
you doing your job today, Mr. Sun. Oh dear.
Oh my god! I saw such a great clip from The Simpsons the other day. I was watching it was a 2-hour Simpsons hit and run video where the guy also talked about it was by Soup Emporium. That's the channel. He was talking about some parts of The Simpsons, and I think it was another video game, maybe Simpsons Road Rage, where Mole Man is like, I think he's on the nuclear buses, and he's just talking about how much pain he is, and he's like, "Oh, I wish someone would kill me." And then Marge cuts to Marge, goes, "Oh, that poor man. I hope someone does kill him."
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
It made me
God.
laugh so hard that I had to stop the video.
Wait, Dylan, have
That's
you ever
amazing.
seen that meme where Ralph Wiggum's on the back of the bus going,
Oh,
I'm
of
in
course, I
danger.
reference that like all the time. Like in my D&D
Right.
group, that's like one of our most common memes because there's
Do
so
you
much
know-
danger.
Do you know what Simpsons episode that is from?
No, I don't.
Are you
remember,
ready
no.
for your mind to be fucking blown?
Was that not what he said? Actually, like was that like a Mandela
He does
effect
say
thing?
that, but are you ready for your mind to be blown?
Sure.
That's not from a Simpsons episode.
Was that from Road Rage?
No. It's not even from a Simpsons thing.
What is it from?
Family Guy, of all fucking places. Is
that from the Family Guy crossover?
Yeah, it's from the Family Guy
Oh.
episode, The Simpsons Guy. One of the most iconic Simpsons memes is from a Family Guy episode.
Really?
Degree of irony to that.
Huh. I feel like that's weird, because it feels like that meme has been around longer than that episode, but I just have a bad sense of time, so...
Dude, that crossover is one of the best crossovers I've ever seen. I know people are going to clown on me for that, but I think the Family Guy writers did an amazing job with The Simpsons.
It was fun in some regard. Actually, I think it's because I always see this image as like a JPEG, and it's like really compressed, that I thought it was from an older Simpsons episode. I think that's why.
What, Ralph saying he's in danger?
Yeah. I think that's why I thought it was older.
Yeah, that happens
yeah.
during the Peter Griffin v. Homer fight.
That's what I'm saying right here, yeah. I'm seeing
Yeah.
Peter choking Homer.
God, it's such a good fucking episode.
That's actually
People are
wild.
like,
That is like one of the most popular memes, right? From the entire
They're
show.
like, oh, but the fight cuts into so much of the episode. Yeah, but the episode's 40 minutes as opposed to the usual 30, so it's okay. As opposed to the usual 20, rather.
I love the idea of that. Just the fight. I mean, people have been wanting to see Homer fight Peter for years.
Yeah, it's like the Batman v Superman moment of fucking cartoon comedy.
Yeah, adult animation. Yeah, it was amazing. And plus, I love the chicken fights anyway. So, Phil both did good things. It did good things. It was very good.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No, I mean, I get what it was about. I get the whole point, and it was built up, and it was supposed to be like the chicken fights, and people love those. So it's like, why wouldn't people? I get it, because it's like two beloved characters fighting as opposed to Peter versus a random ass chicken.
Marriage,
so you
the boy is
don't want to
spouting
see Homer
nonsense
lose.
again, Marriage. We have to kill him.
No, Homer, we don't have to kill him.
Why, you little... Dylan, you are Bart in this situation.
Cowabunga!
Oh dear, here we
I'll
go again.
teach you to tell me falsehoods about the crossover episode. Hey, Homer.
So yes, welcome back to the Sonic the Hedgehog podcast. So
I got some Duff beer for you.
The 12-minute Simpsons intermission. Oh, I love it.
Okay, what's next on the pier?
I don't know. Is there anything left?
Yeah, Dream Team gets a new...
Oh God! Why was that not
yes.
the first? Why was that not the first thing? That's like such a smaller bit of news than the Shadow stuff.
We started, we didn't bury the lead this time. We usually bury the lead. We didn't bury the lead.
Okay. Well, so there's a new level in Sonic Dream Team, which is awesome because that game's great, and I hope it continues to get support and possibly a port at some point. But also, I haven't played it yet because I didn't know it came out.
Also,
Yeah,
I didn't
I've
get invited to the UK Knuckles premiere.
Oh man,
That's all I have to say about that. A lot of TikTokers that don't give a fuck about Sonic did, though, so I hope that makes you feel better.
Yeah. Cool. Very nice.
Sorry, you were saying about the Dream Team.
That's all I got. I don't have anything else to say about it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm happy it's getting updated.
First thing, I haven't played the new stage either because I refused to pay like, what was it, $5.99, $6.99? I don't want to pay again.
We gotta talk about fucking Apple Arcade, bro. Like, so, alright, Apple are probably gonna fight tooth and nail to keep this on that service. You know why, you frickin' freaks? Because Apple
They're
Arcade...
stupid.
Apple Arcade's a fucking joke of a streaming service, alright? Hear this, guys, does this sound compelling to you? Everyone in the chat, does this sound compelling to you, right? Let's ignore Dream Team. It's a streaming service where you can play apps that are mostly free to play, but without ads and microtransactions, all for the price of just a couple of dollars less than Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
It
Oh,
doesn't sound good when you put it like that. And also,
no.
I can give it the one thing that it has over certain streaming things is at least it's not a cloud gaming thing. Like, at the very least, you're able to download the apps and have them, so it's not like poor service and reception. But like, it just doesn't feel good or right to me that I don't even know if they're very like I've played several games on it because I had the subscription for a month or two, And literally 2 of the games were worth playing that I found. Like everything else seemed like I could get it better somewhere else. And there are better services like Xbox Xbox Game Pass, which have like real full-sized games in some instances. Like I feel like just off the top of my head, like Dragon Quest 11, I think, is on the fucking Game Pass thing, and that's like a 100+ hour game.
Yeah, like,
and it's like,
Hi-Fi
you get that for
Rush,
$2.
Sunset Overdrive,
Game
like
Pass.
the Arkham games, you know,
like this is. It's like I don't want to, and I'm not saying the solution is to have like crazy long and giant games on Apple Arcade. The solution is either have Apple Arcade be something that's accessible on multiple consoles and PC, like Sony's doing with their PlayStation PC thing, because they understand that they can make more money that way. So they got to get over their fucking selves and just let these things go. Because, like, the only other people that do stuff like this is really like Nintendo at this point, and Nintendo can back it up because they're Nintendo. Apple cannot do that. They can't be like, we're going to be a gaming brand. Shut up. Either make a game console or fuck off.
I myself am kind of evidence of why this Apple Arcade thing, including exclusivity, was all a good idea. Was because I went out and bought a fucking Apple product. Although, that money didn't go into their wallets. That went into the wallets of the sex shop. Hang on. So there's a shop in the UK called Sex. And it's second-hand goods. The store is called Sex.
This is why we call it CEX.
But that's cowardice. They call it sex in the commercials.
Well, it makes it easier to explain to people.
It's cowardice, is what it is. Like, okay, so if I call it CEX, I don't have to explain it. I am one of the only creatures on this planet capable of speaking the English language, so I'm gonna fucking act like it, and I'm gonna speak.
Oh, it's just because you want the comedic effect. You want people to think you went out and bought a dildo, don't you?
I mean, there's a little element of that, but also, I have a voice. I'm gonna fucking speak, motherfucker, okay? So, I bought...
I like what you say, I'm one of the only creatures on this earth that can speak the English language, as if there's like 6 things that can speak English.
Okay, so look, parrots can. They can.
So you're saying like humans as like a creature, like an entire creature.
Humans are I am part of the only species on this planet that can just naturally will the English language too.
I really like how you phrased it the first time, because it makes it sound like you were like one of 5 people on the earth.
Wow, it's just as well I have a language thing that will allow me to explain that further and elaborate, huh? You guys and your attempts to avoid talking, you silent little mute people. Anyways, yeah, the money didn't go into Apple's pocket, is what I'm saying. But Apple Arcade did. So it did get them a purchase. The thing is, I think what they should do is, like, maybe Apple Arcade, this whole thing is like a test bed in a way, you know? Like, they could put it on Apple Arcade, see how it does on there, and determine whether or not it's a good idea to try and sell this on other consoles. As well as that, if it was a complete fucking failure, then it's at least minimized to Apple Arcade. The blast radius is a little smaller if this game bombed. So, I'm thinking, once they're done with these DLC rollouts and they've expanded upon the game a little bit, made it a little bigger, maybe then it'll be ready for them to be like, okay, we're gonna release this as a budget title. So, like, $25 off of the Xbox store or off of the PlayStation store, and you've got jobs are good, you know? And I think that would be a very smart decision, because I think this game could do for modern Sonic what Sonic Mania did for classic Sonic, in that it's a quite cheap little budget title, but it's very popular and reminded a lot of people of the power of modern Sonic, what can be achieved with modern Sonic. It would be very good for PR. They would have a genuinely very high-quality game under the Sonic brand for everybody to play. And it kind of sucks that this is walled off to just one specific device. However, I think what's going to happen is Apple will probably offer them lots and lots of money when that exclusivity contract ends to keep it on Apple Arcade. And so I don't know, like, if the Apple money would be worth Sega doing that. But right now, I would love to play Dream Team on the Switch. You know, like...
They must know at this point, like, Sega must have seen the fact that it's got 2 content updates already in such a short time, might I add, that it's worth it to them for them to bring it to other places if possible. I feel like they
wouldn't update the game if it
must
wasn't a
see it.
success.
Yeah, no, like think about like Team Sonic Racing, like a game that they released everywhere. It flopped immediately, and they didn't update it at all. Whereas the Apple Arcade one got multiple updates, and I don't know if that meant because it was people playing it or if it's just how it was. But this feels like a lightning in a bottle thing, and it sucks that it's stuck on the Apple Store.
It's also a
It really
demonstration
sucks.
that, like, Hardlight absolutely need to work on more modern Sonic titles.
Absolutely,
even if-
they really know what they're doing.
Well, you know, something worth noting is that I believe a lot of the Sonic mobile titles, if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of the reason why people said the Sega hired this man argument doesn't work is a lot of games are made in Unreal Engine, and they said if you want to work on Unreal Engine and work on Sonic, you work for Hardlight, is what the general rhetoric there was. I don't know if that is the case. However, I think they do use a bit more open source kind of stuff, whereas they work within Hedgehog Engine and Havoc with, you know, games like Sonic Frontiers and stuff. So what happens is if they have like a staff turnaround, they need to train those staff in Hedgehog Engine and Havoc and stuff. It's bespoke. It is their in-house thing. However, the rumors have it that Sega are retiring Hedgehog Engine 2 in favor of Unreal 5, possibly for a Heroes remake, possibly for something else. What would make sense would be if they moved over to Unreal Engine 5 and then migrated parts of the Hardlight team over to Sonic team, so then they could work on it without having to be trained in that new engine. Not to mention it fucking sucks, so retire it. You know, like, so... Like, I mean, if Frontiers is anything to go by, retire Hedgehog Engine 2, for fuck's sake. But, like, that could be what's going on here. Maybe Sonic Dream Team is a test bed. Maybe keeping it on Apple Arcade is a test bed to see what new blood they can get in at Sonic Team. And I think these guys could absolutely do for modern Sonic what Whitehead and Evening Star Studios did for classic Sonic. Like, I think they would be dumb not to find some way of getting those Hardlight people over. Even if it's just to work on, like, the cyberspace equivalent in the next open zone title. Even if it is just QC. Like, look at Dream Team. It's like if Nintendo made a Sonic game. Like, so let's do that. But, okay, yeah, that new level looks very cool, very fun, very expansive. I will admit, it is a little bit asset dumpy looking, in that, like, there's a lot of cubes, but the cubes at least look like cubes that are made for the level, therefore it actually looks like a proper thing, unlike Frontiers' little, fucking drop all these little fucking... Oh, there's little fucking UE5 store assets down on this fucking Windows fucking XP fucking background shit.
Bobbin.
You feel? You feel me, cuz?
No,
Yes.
I understand. I agree. From what I've seen of the trailer and stuff, it does look a little bit less, like, inspired. It's not like a brand new, like, amazing, like, special zone, but it looks fine. Like, I think it looks okay. It looks fun.
I watched some gameplay earlier, and I just thought it looked, you know, it's the same as a lot of the other ones. It's just that they've got a nice little bow on it now. It's a different atmosphere, different, obviously, colors and everything. It looks very pretty. It just seems to be more the same. But you know what? That's okay.
Oh,
no. I mean, if
by
it's
the way-
fun, then I don't really care how it looks.
I think this might be breaking. From the looks of things, we have some durations for those Knuckles episodes.
Oh, yeah.
They all go around about the 30-minute mark, from the looks of things.
All right, that's not too bad.
Yeah, some of them
Oh,
are under 30, but, like, they're round.
Oh,
that
so
sort of-
the hour thing was a complete fallacy then.
Well, I mean, the thing they were kind of saying was that it's a TV hour. Now, a TV hour is usually around the 40-minute mark or so. The thing is, like, yeah, the first episode is the longest one, clocking in at 33 minutes. I don't know if that qualifies as a TV hour, but average TV length is around about 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
The shortest episode
Well, that makes
clocking
more
in
sense.
at 24 minutes. I do wonder if they're also going to do that Disney Plus thing where, like, the credits have, like, international credits and credits for credits that go into, like, 10-minute territory.
Oh, God, this episode's going to be like 15 minutes long, 5 minutes
So,
done.
can I give a hot take about credits?
Go on.
All right, I think after credit sequences are stupid at this point. I think it's redundant that every movie these days has to have an after credit sequence for it to be like cool, like every Marvel thing, every Sonic thing. Just fucking put it at the end of the movie.
Actually,
Don't make me
no,
watch
I've
like
got
12 seconds of credits.
I have a case against that.
Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I think it's stupid because so many after credit sequences are so quick. Like, let's say the Shadow one, right? If they put that right at the end of the movie, I just want to be like, okay, I saw the end of the movie. The lights come on in the theater. I don't need to keep sitting there like a dope waiting for more of it. If you want to do like a funny little thing at the very end, like what was it? At the very, very end of Avengers Infinity War or Endgame, you know, they had like the little Easter egg, and you could hear Tony Stark like banging the hammer on the anvil, like when he was making the first suit. Whatever, that's fine. But I'm just so bored with the whole thing where they're like, the movie's over, guys, okay, but wait, what's that? Like, I get it. You had a little bit more. Like, just put it at the end. Just put it at the end of the movie. I don't care.
To be fair, a good closing shot, a good closing impression is very important to a movie. And I think sometimes if you're putting, like, a little thing to usher in the next movie at the end of the movie itself and not in the middle of the credits, it can be that then hurts that lasting impression of the film. Like, put it this way, like, if the final shot of Avengers Infinity War were Samuel L. Jackson getting turned into dust, that wouldn't be as impactful an ending for the movie as, say, Thanos looking off into the distance, feeling very smug with himself. The other thing is that movies these days
restructure it then. Put that before that.
But then
put Samuel L. Jackson before that scene.
The other thing is that a lot of movies no longer do the opening credits thing. They don't usually do the opening overture. Like what you'd have with like the Spider-Man movies. You'd have like 3 or so minutes of opening credits and you've got beautiful graphics and stuff. They put them at the end now. And then they put the post-credits after that. So technically, it's not like you're sitting through much more of the movie than you would be if it just had opening credits. Personally, I love opening credits. I love an opening credit sequence to ease me into the film and really just give me a little sense of the atmosphere, see the artistry that goes on there, lead with it. That's great to me. Sets the tone really well. But nowadays, they'll put that there. The other case I would make is... Everyone's gonna fucking roll their eyes. I'm serious.
Let me
Zack
guess.
Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I adore the movie, but it's got like 3 different endings that all should have been post-credits, because the perfect ending for that movie would be Superman whipping the shirt open and seeing the Superman crest. That's the end of the film. That's the perfect place to call it quits. But then they have the scene where Lex Luthor breaks Deathstroke gets Lex Luthor out of jail. And then they have the scene, which is the nightmare scene, to set up 2. And it's like, these would have been better at the end, because Superman opening the chest to the crest emblem is a good ending. So it's case by case. I think there are some cases where I feel like post-credits are an obligation. You know what I don't care for so much? Those pointless ones in Marvel movies where it adds nothing. It's usually the second post-credits.
So like in the Avengers where they had them all just eating dinner or something,
shawarma.
right?
It's funny the first time. But once it becomes a tradition, it's kind of lame. One exception is the Captain America post-credits in Spider-Man Homecoming, where he's lecturing the audience on patience and how patience isn't always rewarded. That's hilarious. That's genuinely a genius subversion. But another instance, this is one where I think you could put it actually at the end of the film, is the mid-credits of Spider-Man Far From Home, where Mysterio reveals Peter's identity. Yeah, that probably should have been at the end of just the movie itself. Because there are some dumb fucking people that walk out of these movies before the credits are up, and imagine going into No Way Home without having seen the mid-credits of Far From Home.
Don't they put that in the beginning of Far From Home? Or sorry, No Way Home?
Not quite. No, they don't put the full
Do they
scene.
not?
So
In that case, that's extremely stupid. Because I mean, I feel like it's sort of common knowledge with Marvel and like movies like that now that they have the after credits. But that just goes to my thing as well. Like, people are impatient, and I think there's a way they could just work it into the movie, and then when the credits roll, it's done. You know, just have it be there. Just let it be. I think just do it.
I think there's a time and place.
Let the credits be about the people that made the movie,
But
not
the thing
about
is,
waiting through it until something else happens.
You say let the credits be about the people making the movie, but did you not just kind of say you want to get up and go and not wait through all the credits?
No, that's what I'm saying. If I
It's a
do
means
have to
of-
go, I want to go. But if I want to know who made the movie, I'm going to sit there and look at it or look it up online. I don't necessarily need to see the credits scroll by really slowly. I can just Google it.
I think it's case by case. I think the idea of post-credits and stuff being a tradition is dumb, but I think there are some instances where it is just effective to let the film's ending be the
I
film's
will say
ending.
case by case, yeah. Case
And
by
then
case, I can
have-
agree with that.
Yeah, like, but I don't think it should ever be an obligation. I don't mind the way Sonic has done it, because with Sonic 1, probably one of the best ways they've ever done that is you have the logo come up and it's immediately Robotnik on the Mushroom Planet. So you're not waiting through any credits. You've got the movie logo come up, so you know that the final shot of the movie is Sonic in the Wachowski's house, but then you've got the logo, and then you've got Robotnik on the Mushroom Planet. And then you've got the animation of, the sprite animation and stuff. You wouldn't want to miss that. You wouldn't want to miss that at all. So it's not necessarily so much waiting for Tails so much as it is enjoying the sprite animations. Then come to Sonic 2, they don't have the logo thing, but they only have one post-credits in that movie, and it's Shadow. And again, you only have to sit through the sprite animation to get there. I think mid-credits are more easy to justify than post-credits.
Yeah. I think mid-credits is just, as you say, for the attention span of some, it might be easier, but I mean, from my personal view, I think the post-credits has to be worth it. So, like you, I'm not a fan of the ones where it's just pointless garbo.
Unless it's Captain America lecturing me on patience.
That was fun, though. That is fun, and that's a
genuinely
nice
clever.
little twist.
Yeah.
Very clever. But if it's something just kind of meaningless, then no point, really. It's just a waste of time.
I remember when Endgame didn't have a post-credits. When I saw Endgame, I had this, fat boomer next to me. Like a fat boomer man. Like, the kind of guy that's like, I'm married with kids, game over, I don't need to present myself.
Boomer Man? New
Very-
Marvel character?
Very slobby and yucky big fat dude eating very smelly food in the theater, making loud chomping noises. But the credits rolled, and Endgame didn't have a post-credits. And I remember, I knew Endgame didn't have a post-credits, but I was just kind of watching anyway, just in case. Soaking up the atmosphere, you know. And when it didn't have a post-credit, the guy was like, pricks. Fucking pricks. Gets up. And he's like, oh, fucking pricks. And I was like,
Dude, it's literally, it's the end of the entire first saga. Of course it doesn't have
yeah, that just...
Come on.
But that's another thing,
over.
I think, is... I think I would resent them putting post-credit stingers actually on the end of the movie sometimes, because I like the take it or leave it kind of approach towards sequel setup. I don't like the idea of, you wasted your final shot on sequel setup. I would rather you end the movie on something that is thematic to the movie, satisfying to the movie itself. And I think the Mysterio bit in Far From Home was absolutely relevant to that, you know? But, if it's not relevant to that, and it is more just, we're setting up the next bit, put it somewhere around the credits region, because otherwise it just feels like you're devoting the final shot of your movie to something else, you know?
Yeah. No, honestly, before you even mentioned that was an after credits thing, I completely forgot that wasn't just the end of the movie.
Yeah, the end of the movie is just
actually
Spider-Man and Mary Jane
feels
sitting off in
very
the distance.
Because, that's a hugely important thing for the following movie. So, that's a stupid idea. That's a stupid decision.
Yeah, I also kind of want to get some kind of satisfaction from the post-credit. The post-credits of the Super Mario Brothers movie is so fucking dumb.
That didn't even need to be there. They could just be
wait,
like,
you-
oh,
you
we're gonna
have-
be Yoshi.
I mean, I don't know what happened.
Spoilers for this?
It's just a Yoshi egg. There's a
Okay,
Yoshi
fine,
egg down.
Carlos, you just
Oh,
fucking cut in there. Spoil the movie
Who gives
for
a
him.
shit? Hardly anything. There's gonna be a Yoshi in the. There was
Maybe
already a
he
Yoshi.
gives a shit. He's a
Oh,
big
Yoshi!
fan.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I think I read something about Yoshi. I think it was a parody of Godzilla '98.
Yeah,
something
so,
like that.
yeah, they don't even show Yoshi, though. And the funniest thing is that Yoshis are in the movie before that.
The Yoshis are in the movie in the
they're
background.
in the
But
background.
they're saying it's gonna be the Yoshi in the next
Oh.
movie, and it's well, of course it is.
would
He
be
wasn't in
like-
this movie,
it
so
would
of
be
course they're
like
gonna put
if-
the.
It would be like if Sonic Movie 3 has chows in it. They have a chow garden in the movie. Actually, they should. But it'd be like if they had a Chow Garden in the movie, and in the post credits was cheese hatching from his egg, and it's like, okay, it's another one. It's another one. You know?
Well, I mean, you're not going to tell us cheese without the bow tie.
Well, he comes
He
out
was
with a bow
born
tie.
with the bow
He's
tie.
born with a bow tie.
Good God, born with a bow tie. Jesus
No, it's
Christ.
not even a bow tie. That's just his organ. That's like his heart.
Oh.
profile. Like,
No.
His
imagine
parts
if
on
his
the
bow
outside of
tie
his
was
body,
like
it's shaped like a
purely.
bow tie.
It's organic. It's made of flesh and it's got little veins on it.
Oh,
I hate that. I think actually.
don't like
Someone needs
it.
to draw that.
That's no. It's like bloody ood. Ugh.
That's right. They did have that. That was like the
Like
The thing
holding the
with them.
brain in the palm of their hand.
yeah.
Yeah, but those
dangerous.
little tendrils look delicious. They look like salami.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh no, I
You,
refuse
you mean you
this.
wouldn't want to suck
You're-
those things? You know, like
No, you.
Let's
love the,
Anyway,
the
Let's
general
move on to Super
atmosphere
Chats.
sounds. Wait, no. Before we do that, I want to talk about a theory.
okay.
boy, what now?
I made a video on. Well, no, I'm not even gonna fucking say it. This theory goes around a lot. I hear about it a lot, and people saying Amy shouldn't be in the movie because that character slot has already got a character that could take her place. JoJo. People are saying JoJo.
Oh, the
could be one.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure theory. Yeah.
JoJo could be the one to talk Shadow down. Or Maddie could be the one to talk Shadow down. Or James Marsden could be the one to talk Shadow down. Or all these different human characters. Because these human characters have compassion.
Wade will be the one.
Could talk
Wade.
Shadow down. And be serious.
Let's go,
Anyone
Wade.
actually suggesting that? Be serious. You cannot tell me with a straight face that that's an okay idea. Like, here's the thing. On the movie's own terms, you could do that. On the movie's own terms, you could also replace Tails with a little boy called George, who also happens to be an inventor. He invents things. He's basically Tails. George made
Like
the tornado. And
The
Knuckles...
George theory.
Knuckles, you don't need Knuckles. You've got Al. Al is Knuckles. He's a boxing MMA star. He's very
Big
protective
man.
of his wife is his treasure. He calls her my master emerald, you know?
Big man.
Like
Big man
you could,
called Al.
you could do that.
No
too.
Robotnik. We have a guy named Gerald, and he. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, bad choice of naming.
Oh no!
Let's
Oh
also,
no!
I mean, fuck it. Let's take Sonic out of it and just have Usain Bolt as a kid. Like, this is a Usain Bolt fucking prequel movie about a young ADHD riddled Usain Bolt trying to fit in with our
They
world.
call it Bolt, and then Disney sues them.
Oh god!
Like, but you see what I'm saying? You cannot just take one of the most important characters in the franchise, one of their most important moments, and give it to barely named human character number 15.
Give it to
Like,
give it
why
to
would
Agent
you want that?
Stone.
Why
Agent
would you
Stone
want
talked him
that?
down.
Like, oh yes, Sonic and his iconic best pal,
I like Agent Stone.
JoJo.
I'd be okay with that.
So, Agent Stone has almost kind of earned it, but I still wouldn't say so. Like, it's like, ah, yes, Sonic and his famous arch nemesis, Agent Stone. Like, come on. Like, no.
Hey, he could
No.
do it. He could pull it off.
So, no, you can't. It would be like, we're gonna make a Batman movie, all right? We're gonna make a Batman movie, but the Joker's not in it. Instead, we have Giggle Shits. Giggle Shits is the villain, and he's an in-universe character, and it's okay.
That's
because
what they
he's the
did in
Batman.
Gotham.
He was in the Jerome, shut up. Jerome is the Joker. He's the same fucking thing. But Giggle Shits. Okay, so we met Giggle Shits in the first Batman. Batman 1. We met a clown fella called Giggle Shits. And he becomes a villain in Batman 2. And he's replacing the Nah. You heard of Mr. Freeze? Now get ready for Frosty Fellow. Alright? Nah.
Mr.
Nah.
Cold.
Cold dude. Cold guy. Cold man. Nah.
That's me
You gotta-
right now, actually. The basement I'm sitting in is a little bit cold, I'm gonna be honest.
Remember the Riddler? Well, now we got Mr. fucking man who riddles people. Who he was a,
The
he was a
Mad
side
Lib.
character in the first film. Like, no. No, no, no. That is adaptation failure number 1, is what I'm saying here. I don't mind giving certain things to certain other characters, but this is Amy's defining moment. This is the moment where that cheesy little kindness she has in her heart really comes to the forefront. It's an important moment. It's bad enough X already gave it to Chris fucking Thorndike. It's bad enough. And listen, I want to make something clear, right? I'm not going to hate this movie if they don't have Amy in it and do that. But it will be a blemish on it in the grand scheme of things. It will be a blemish. And I can love something with blemishes. I'm not inhuman. I'm a big fan of Snyder. You know, you think Snyder movies are flawless? No. No. I'm a huge fan of Raimi's Spider-Man. Are those movies flawless? Yes. But...
yeah, they are.
But, like, I don't expect everything to be Raimi Spider-Man, you know? But you take fucking the role of... And we're not talking Espio the Chameleon. We're not talking Chip. We're not talking Vector the Crocodile. We're talking Girl Sonic, okay? That is what Amy is. She's girl. So she's the Sonic girl. The girl, all right? You're not going to put the girl in the movie? What are you, sexist? What is this, 1902? What's going on here? What do you hate women? Based, but no, fuck off. We don't do that. I'm starting to realize that I feel like I am becoming the Joe Rogan of the Sonic podcast community.
You're becoming the Joker.
I swear to God.
Am I wrong?
Don't worry.
Am I wrong?
Dylan, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I am near enough to him that I can go to his room and smack him around the back of the head.
But, oh, okay, so you
This is why we need you on every episode, though.
So you are sexist. Okay.
No, you... what?
I didn't know you didn't want Amy in these movies. Is it because she's
No.
a moral?
That's not what he said.
You don't want
That's
Amy in
again.
the movies? That's fine.
Once
You
again,
said
folks, you're beholding to Pup attempting to gaslight me.
You literally
Something that
just
he does
said,
on the
Wait,
regular.
Dom, you literally
He's
just
trying
said,
to-
I'm going to smack Pup across the head because he thinks
That was because
that
of the
Amy
Joe
should be in
Rogan
the
thing.
movie, and I think
Because
she
you're
should
Joe
be in
Rogan.
the movie because she's
you're
a girl.
Joe Rogan. Because
You
you're Joe
don't want to
Rogan.
be Joe Rogan. You don't want to be Joe Rogan. Nobody does. Not even him.
But what if the equivalent to Joe Rogan isn't as bad as Joe Rogan?
I think the fact that you'd be compared to Joe Rogan would
It's
be a
a Joe-
problem in
Joe-
itself.
But what
Joe
if, like,
Rogan
if-
is a very slippery slope to Alex Jones.
No, he's not. He's not. Joe Rogan ain't that bad. Joe Rogan ain't that. Joe
It's a
Rogan.
slippery slope. It's a
Joe
slippery
Rogan's
slope.
far from perfect, but he ain't Alex Joe. Come on, man. Look, don't be
Slippery
silly.
slope.
No, look, I'm not saying bees make fucking rings here. I'm just saying put woman in movie, please.
Yes. Do that. That's a good
Yes.
idea.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
We're in
What is
agreement.
what
This
is wrong
true.
with what I'm saying here? You're gonna apologize for
Nothing.
that, you big fucking
I'm
sexist.
not gonna
What do you-
apologize.
You couple of misogynists. You're just like, oh, they should only have male
Oh,
scrimblows in these movies.
Yeah, like it did. But,
Only
You
the
under the
male
breath
scrimblows.
Literally made up argument.
Only the Dylan.
Manufactured.
Dylan. Look, man.
I swear to God.
Look, Dylan. I would sooner play Super Mario Paper World: The 1,000-Year Door than yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you know how I
You're
hate
good.
Super Mario Paper World.
Your
and
whole
1,000-Year
life
Door.
is unraveling right now. Your whole vocabulary that you're so proud of is disintegrating before
This
your
is
eyes.
the end of my career. And I was so close to
Absolutely.
the play button. I was so
It's a
close. This is what you do to
Be
me,
witness
Dom.
to it.
This is
And
what you do
I get
me.
to see your face at the end. I get to see your face in a few moments.
You've
No,
been
your career's
pointing-
over.
You've been pointing this fucking gun at me the entire show.
And now it's my privilege to pull the trigger.
Jesus Christ.
All right. I actually do have to start wrapping up here because I have to get going pretty soon.
Oh, let me
But-
guess. You've made other arrangements on Sunset
I
City.
have to go to a birthday party.
A birthday? What are you, a fucking
I am
clown? Are you a clown, Garrulous64? Hmm?
What is this?
No, he's not a clown. He has a life.
Whose
That's my
party is
theme
it?
music.
Little Billy's? Oh yeah, he could replace Amy in Sonic Movie 3. You fuckers. She's one of the most important characters in this franchise, and I will protect her, even though I hate her. I don't hate Amy. I think Amy's great. She's a great character. I wouldn't marry her like Rouge, but I think she's still a great character.
Okay. Alright.
I'm copy pasting the super chats as we speak, guys. That's what this downtime
Oh,
of
perfect.
defensiveness is.
Defensiveness.
Shut up. Just shut up, alright?
No.
I hate
No. No. I'm not going to shut
everything
up.
about who you are. You are not likable at all in the slightest.
Yes, I am.
Oh my
I'm very
God.
likable. I'm very likable.
You're not even close to being likable.
See, I'm glad,
Very
you can
likable.
say that, and it's like, yeah, good, okay. That's the
All right.
self-confidence.
Yeah,
Alright.
I
Gentlemen.
have that.
Gentlemen. We in the super chat mailbag now.
Okay.
Yes,
Are you ready, Dylan?
I'm so ready.
Porker.
All right. First up from Twilord, we have £5. We have we move one step closer
That's
to a
not
shadow
pounds.
movie. I don't care.
You should. It's a euro.
I always do the wrong one because
You
I'm
are
like, oh, it looks
accusing
like an E.
Twilord of being British. That's not okay.
I'm sorry, Twilord. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Try
we
again.
move one step closer to a shadow movie, and thus a shadow trilogy, and thus a Black Doom streaming show with alien mating turn. Oh God, I don't want to read that. But
Dylan,
thank
this
you,
is the
Twilord.
kind of fan base you foster, buddy. Good job.
But I didn't foster this fan base. Sonic did.
Nah, you fostered the
But we
Sunset
appreciate
City
you,
fan base.
Twilord. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the money, Twilord.
I draw the line at alien mating. That's where I'm stopping.
I'd clap some alien cheeks, man. I don't fucking care. Give me a fucking Black Doom VR mating sim on VR. I think I mentioned that already. Alright, anyway.
Oh, you want to clap Black Doom, do ya?
Well, the girl version of Black Doom, sure, because I'm not
You
gay.
had to think about that, didn't you?
Porker.
Took you a few moments.
How do you know Black Doom's gender? When is it ever actually mentioned?
How do you know?
Well, fucking still alien.
How do you know that? How do you know that they're default female?
Read your super chat, pup.
Yeah, thank you. Josiah Rovirosa sends $4.99. Sonic and Frontiers. Tails, this reminds me of that time I jumped out of a plane and forgot my parachute and fucking died. God damn.
Classic.
He had 2 parachutes.
Yeah.
Porker. Dumb.
Okay, so C-Man gave us. What?
Why
are you laughing?
Seaman.
Every
Seaman.
single week.
Yeah.
What?
His name is Seaman.
Huh.
What's the name of this
He did
currency,
this
Dom?
to me intentionally. That's the Australian dollar, isn't it?
Which means... Dylan, help him out.
What is that? Oof.
The Australian dollary do.
Oh, I see.
Dollar dues.
Australian dollary do.
Don't do that.
There's only one. There's only one line Keanu has to say with the F-bomb, and I'll be satisfied. Where's that Force's 4th Chaos Emerald?
That was actually quite a good Griffith moment, too.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
You are
Anyway,
talented after all.
I do my
Okay.
best.
Dylan? Borger.
Yep. All right, Twilord with another €5.
There you go.
You can have a Shadow trilogy or 2 without Eggman. Let Shadow be the movie star with endless sequels. Let him be bigger than Sonic. Yeah.
I mean, you can do Shadow without Eggman. You just can't do
Wait,
Sonic
is this
without
part of it? Why do we live just to suffer? Is that?
No, it's
or is
not
that the
part
next
of it.
person's
No,
name?
that's the next one.
Thank you, Twilord.
So, why do we live just to suffer? Sends $1.99. Zavok, voiced by Christopher Judge, the voice of Kratos. Ah, that actually is good though. He could actually
That
make
is a
Zavok
good
work.
Great shout. A great shout. That gives him a
The-
voice better than he
Boy.
deserves.
The only way I'll accept Zavok is if he is like completely different than his game interpretation.
What if he just looked like a Red
completely rewrite
Steppenwolf
him.
from Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Pop, I'm gonna leave.
Take
It's
a
a movie
shot.
that goes hard. Just tell us all you can't handle movies that go hard.
I can't. I only watch Sonic movies.
Ah. Okay. Next one. Sonic Fan 1661 gives us $2 and says, "How would they handle Maria getting domed in Boom?"
Ah, Okay, so Maria would not be a human because they don't have humans outside of Robotnik. And I like to think it was all just a big misunderstanding.
She'd be like Shadow's pet, like guinea pig or something.
Yeah, Shadow's guinea pig gets put down.
He gets lost, or she gets lost, or whatever.
Instead of GUN, you've got Peter, as in like PETA, and they're like, "Oh, this
Peter.
guinea pig is." Oh no! We better put the guinea pig down because I've actually done that with someone's dog before, by the way. So like, yeah, like environmental activists would accuse his guinea pig of, I don't know, problems, and would put the guinea pig down, and that would turn Shadow into the Shadow we know and love, which is fair. I could still justify that. I think we're cooking.
Okay.
So, Sonic Fan 1661 sends $2. Pup forgot Cirrus existed? Oh no, the dementia. We have got to retire these dementia jokes, man.
Oh boy. Oof.
I think
Thank you,
skipped
Sonic
me.
Fan 1661, our beloved benefactor.
Pup, you skipped me. You took that one. All right, so I'll do the Twilight
Wait, you
one,
do the
then.
next one. No, you wait. Oh god.
No,
fuck.
Don
No.
went, and then you took my spot.
No, I know what I did. I'm sorry. I thought you were in a rush.
All right. So I am, but I can still read. So Twilight, another €5. If they make the Gun Commander the Gun Commander, does he join Eggman as an honorary Scrimblow?
No.
That character is very funny. I think he deserves to be a Scrimblow.
He's a good character. He's like he walked straight out of the Naked Gun, which I like. But
He
he's
does
not a
feel like that, yeah.
Otherwise, the wedding scene would count as a Scrimblow scene, so he's not a Scrimblow scene.
Moving
Maria
on.
was like a sister to me. You're up, Dom. Orger.
All right. Sonic Fan 1661 gives us another $2 and says Pup's dementia finally destroyed his vocabulary.
It's just really a fire in the brain, man, is what it is.
Oh, wow.
I get to see it in real time.
Fuck up. You don't. It doesn't exist. Orger HD. Dylan?
All right, last one from Is it Drek? Sorry, I hope that's how it's pronounced.
Sounds like a
$20
Guardian of the Galaxy.
Putting the sequel bait, though... Oh, sorry. So putting sequel bait through the story can go bad, too. Kingdom Hearts 3 had several scenes and plot points that were pure sequel bait. They were portrayed as somewhat important to the saga finale, but they all went nowhere. It was jarring. I agree. Kingdom Hearts is a series that especially has problems with that because they went from, like, a good idea to a franchise, and, then Nomura went, okay, well, let me just fuck her up. And he went crazy with that story, and I assume...
Okay. Is it my internet that's gone haywire here? Dom, are you still here?
Hi. Yeah. Hello.
Dylan!
Dylan. Uh-oh. I
Dylan!
think his internet might have killed him.
Dylan! Your
Dylan!
Raycons! Your Raycons!
No! They have failed! They have
Dylan!
failed you, my son!
Your Raycons
Come back!
are out of...
Come
Dylan,
back!
your Raycons are out of battery. Dylan, your Raycons
Dylan,
are out of
your
battery.
Raycons are out of battery.
Dylan, your Raycons are out of
Your
battery.
Raycons are out of
Dylan,
battery.
Your Raycons
Dylan,
are out of
your
battery.
Raycons are out of battery.
Dylan, your Raycons
Dylan,
are out of
your
battery.
Raycons are out of
Dylan,
battery.
Your Raycons
Dylan,
are out of
your
battery.
Raycons are out of
Dylan,
battery.
your Raycons are out of
Your
battery.
Raycons are out of
Dylan,
battery. We've just
your
had
Raycons are out of battery.
out of
What was the
battery.
audience be thinking about? Wait, he lit up. Is there life?
Ah,
Is he okay?
Can you hear me now?
Hey, buddy.
Okay, where did you... You know what? It doesn't matter. Kingdom Hearts is a
Because-
messy series. That was my point.
I'm gonna feed you a messy diaper.
One of my earbuds died, and they turned the entire thing off.
Oh god, never mind. But it's fine.
But thank you for the 20. Kingdom Hearts is very messy, but I like it a lot. I'm stuck in it. So
It also reminds me of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where there's a lot of scenes there that would have benefit from being post-credit scenes.
yeah. All right, I do actually have to run though. Like I have to go.
Oh,
No.
promote yourself real
Sorry.
quick then, and then I'll get Mr. SP's super chat.
Okay, sorry guys, I didn't mean to run into overtime, but I released a video today about Sonic Prime Dash, and it's just a fun little thing. Yeah, thanks for having me, Dom. Nice to meet you.
A
Hopefully
pleasure.
see you again soon.
Absolutely.
Pleasure as always, and I will see all of you guys later. I hope you guys have a good one, good weekend.
Farewell, Dilnor.
Take care.
Willy.
All
Have a
right,
good
sorry, I
one.
have to run. All right, see ya. Bye.
Much love. Bye.
Don't tell him much love. You just met him today. Fucking slut. Well, anyways,
Hey.
we have one more super chat from Mr. SP, who sends $5. I would like to say, well, bloody hell. I would like to see an outtake where Keanu reads Shadow's lines like Ted Theodore Logan. Would you know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Unfortunately, neither do I. I'm sorry, Mr. SP. Oh, we got one more. We got
one more. We can afford that.
You can get this one too, since it's a Simpsons reference.
Seaman, once again,
Orger.
$2.99 Australian dollars. Dollary dues come from the Simpsons episode, but the Australia. I really like that episode as well. That's a really good one.
You just want to kick him.
Yeah, it's just the bloody boot. I just love when they have the compromise, which results in a smaller boot. And then they almost devastate Australia's ecosystem.
Completely just. All right, well, this is definitely the super chat now. So, the episode is over, ladies and gentlemen. Dom, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Well, I just give my socials. So if you would like to follow me, then I'm on Instagram as at Dominus of Time. On Twitter, I will refuse to call it the other name, at DominicJGM. And on TikTok, same again, at DominicJGM. And I mean, I primarily do a lot of Doctor Who bullshit, which that's my main thing. But you know what? It's fun to talk about Sonic, since Sonic is one of the things that I'm very, very much a massive fan on. So it's fun to actually go on somewhere to talk about one of the other things in my life, along with, say, Spider-Man, Star Trek, etc., that I've been a fan of for many, many years. So it was a delight. Thank you for having me on.
I was teasing him earlier, chat, by saying that today's episode would be Doctor Who themed. Refusing to allow him out of the bubble.
And I was just like, if we must. And no, it's been very cool to actually talk about something like it's refreshing. I think the word is refreshing.
I'm the best for giving. Well, as for my own shit, I have released a video on the absolute failure of the Sonic Superstars boss fights. Now, this was released a little bit ago, but I didn't promote it on a Sunset City because the time hadn't come yet. Neither had I. And just like the algorithm's kind of been bogarting this thing, so I kind of just want to get people watching it. So go watch it immediately, or else I will cough on you. And with that, that is the end of the episode. Dom, do you wish to have the last words?
Last word. People.